Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the holiday heist one shot that I will be DMing today. We have our usual group of college friends that plays formerly known as Curse of Strahd on Sunday mornings, and we're gonna do a little holiday one shot. And from what I know about the characters, much chaos all around. So, everybody. Welcome to Yellow Snow Toy Co., an up-and-up toy manufacturing company headed by a Mr. Finch, a tough gnome who means business. It's questionable and mysterious where Mr. Finch got the money to start up a toy company so quickly, and some believe there may be funny business going on. It is 3 days until Christmas, and the factory is bustling to try to complete all of the Christmas orders that they have. Each of you were called to Mr. Finch's office this morning under very general and mysterious pretenses. The four of you find yourself seated at a comedically long conference table at a height meant for gnomes, so it may be uncomfortable for a few of you. All the way at the other end seats Mr. Finch and a few of his associates around him. He has a buzz cut. He has gold rings on each finger. You can kind of see there's a tattoo on his neck, but it's covered up by a good business button-up and a shirt like that. And you guys are all sitting at the opposite end. He waves his hand, and a gnome by the door kind of like looks out for anybody, closes the blinds, shuts the door, and locks it. You can go around and introduce yourselves and what the other characters are seeing when they look at you. Starting, I can call out the order just for sanity's sake. Jett, why don't you start?
Okay, so you see a gnome wearing like a sports jacket and like a button up, like black button up with some nice pants. You can see the same tattoo that you see on the head gnome, kind of creeping up his neck. And next to him, about his height, is a mechanical Doberman. Just sitting there, just chilling, kind of looking around, pretty vigilant. Yeah, and he's kind of just sitting back. His name is Cog.
And you could tell because you all had to take name tags when you entered this morning, so you do have your name tags on there. So, Spencer, why don't you go next?
All right. As you walk into the room, you watch as I bonk my head on the door frame because this was made for gnomes, and I am almost 8 feet tall. And it's very comical watching this Firbolg with grayish, almost blue skin and long green hair that comes down to a full beard try to sit down. He sits down on the floor instead of on one of the chairs at the table. And he just kind of, hello?
It's great because even though you're sitting on the floor, you are it looks like you're seated comfortably at the table. It's almost perfect in that way. Danny.
So, as you see Auk, the half elf, walk into the room, you kind of see this, I guess, young adult with the quintessential Christmas cheer in his eyes. He's like a little hopeful boy that wants to be the best, I guess, gnome slash elf that he can be. He knows everything about Christmas. He just loves Christmas cheer. But he also doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the factory, it seems like. He's a little too tall for them, a little too skinny. He's not as scary looking, I guess. And he kind of walks in. He's like, "Hi, I'm Off the Elf. I got named that because I'm a little awkward, but it doesn't mean anything. I'm just here to do my job."
Perfect. And last but not least, Chloe.
Hello. So basically, what you see is this like very tall, very like muscular large-chested woman with like short blonde hair, and she's kind of like, you know, the stereotypical like short little Santa suit, that whole outfit. That's what she's wearing, but it's pink. And she is surrounded by a bunch of little gnomes who are just kind of staring up at her. And that's just kind of her life. Like all of the little Santa's workers just kind of follow her everywhere. She doesn't quite understand what's going on, but she appreciates the attention.
Excellent. And her name tag says Candy, right?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Candy. I know Cog.
Hey, Candy.
And that's it.
Wonderful. So after you all kind of go around and introduce yourselves, Mr. Finch has been sitting with like his hand over his mouth, kind of like observing, and he cracks his knuckles. I cracked my knuckles before this. I should have waited for cinematic effect. It's okay. He cracks his knuckles and he kind of just looks at all of you and is like, "Welcome. I'm Mr. Finch. I've called you all here today because you have proven to have skills or motives that may be of use to me. Now."
That's so nice of you.
You're welcome, Candy. I got you. "It's no secret that Santa and his workshop are the top toy manufacturing company in the world. We took a big hit last Christmas that we can't afford again. But what hurts the most," and he like puts his hand over his mouth, and one of his goons kind of puts a hand on his shoulder, and they're like, "It's okay, boss. It's okay." He's like, "is when you try to start an honest business, only to find out your competitor has been stealing your designs and the designs of other toy companies for 25 years. And
Oh.
Wait, really? I thought Santa would never
Tack
do
that
that.
onto the list of sins.
Just you wait." And he waves his
Wait,
hand,
what do you mean?
and a little gnome comes up and has a stone, and he places it on the table. And suddenly, with a wave over it, it starts to play like a really kind of poor quality, but you can still see it, recording that seems to have been captured from a scrying tool. And in this recording, a group of Santa's gnomes, which, Willamin, you actually recognize as the Peppermint Patrol that has removed you from Santa's workshop premises several times, infiltrating Yellow Snow Toy Co. and stealing files and stuffing them into Santa's sack. It's undeniable. And the recording ends. And Mr. Finch is sitting there, and he's got like his head in his hands and his heart on his chest, and his goons are kind of consoling him at this time.
Mr. Finch?
Yes,
Are
Candy?
you okay?
Speaking of being okay, I think that I have a way to get back at this indiscretion that may benefit everyone in this room. Now, I got an opportunity for each of you. I think it's in all our best interests. You see, Santa's hurt me, and I'm not the only one he's hurt. Looks at Willamin when he says that. It's an eat or be eaten kind of world, and you either take or you get taken. Now, I want you to bring him to me. Preferably alive, but what can you do? Now let's talk money. You'll get $2,500 up front, and another $2,500 when he's right here, in my office. But that's not all. You see, Santa's got this list. Lets him scry on children all over the world. You know, the naughty and the nice and all that jargon. If you bring that to me, you'll get another 1,000. Now, you know, if time permits, you get to recover the stolen plans.
What does that add up to?
I'll get to that at the end, Candy. There's a little bit more that you might be able to make. So let me finish, all right? It's okay.
These numbers are a little big for me.
Me too.
I'll do the math for the lot of you. I guess.
Wait,
I could also do the math.
Thank you very much.
I can double check.
That'll be very helpful to me. Thank you. Now, last but not least, you recover the plants that Santa stole from me, and I'll give you another 500 each for that. Again, you get to keep any goodies you find along the way in the factory. You do this, then not only will you get all that money, I know each of you need it, but you'll also have a permanent spot on my special ops team for any other golden opportunities in the future.
Do I not already?
Of course, Candy, but you know you were wanting that special Christmas outfit. It came out this year. It's got the frills on it. I thought this would be a little nice boost so you could still go out with the girls on Friday, you know?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Now listen. If there is a need for violence, wreak havoc. But it cannot point back to me or Yellow Snow Toy Co. So be very careful with what you're doing.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Very good, Candy. You keep that in mind, all right? Very good.
Candy, why would you ever eat yellow snow? It just...
There was a discrepancy.
It doesn't sound real, and...
You know,
Well,
some people think there's snow.
It might be lemon.
It might be lemon flavored. There's a...
Candy, I don't think lemons squeeze out yellow juice.
I digress. It's all right. Now...
Wait, do they?
This.
Wait, let's go back.
It's
Do
a
they
little
squeeze out lemon-
I've got a
yellow
lot of
juice.
experience with fruits.
Now,
No.
I got a way to solve this problem if we want to focus on it. Mr. Nelson, and he calls a gnome, and a gnome comes up and is like, yeah, boss. He's like, give me a lemon from the kitchen, please. Thank you. And he sends him away. And he's like, all right, now, Willamin, would you please share with the group what you know about Santa and his terrible treatment of those reindeer, please?
Well, have any of you been to the North Pole before?
I went on tour. I get to see Santa and all his elves and his workers.
Those
I've
elves
been there.
are a
I'm
lot
not a
more
fan of
vicious
Santa.
than you might think, Ock. And you should be aware, all that shit about reindeer games, it's a lie. Reindeer are kept in tiny little pens every day except for Christmas when they're driven for slave labor. We need to break these poor souls out.
Which brings me to my next point, right? So, I got a friend, little wizard guy. He's gonna have a portal set up that'll spit you right outside the North Pole, alright? But it's only one way, and I can't send one of my guys there or it'll be very clear who's doing it if you get caught. So, you need to find a way out of there. I don't know, you commandeer Santa's sleigh?
I'm very good at making animal friends.
And I'm sure you are, and that's why you're here today, other than our mutual understanding of the big guy, right?
I'm really good at distractions.
That's you are, Candy, that's right. You keep that, alright?
This relationship between Mr. Finch and Candy is so cute.
Now,
It's a little sus. I'm gonna say no.
she's like a niece to me. I never had a daughter. I always wanted one.
She's family.
She's a good girl. You know what I'm saying? Now, how are we gonna do this, right? Well, we got a man on the inside. My nephew Cog has managed to pick up an internship at the factory because they've been picking up extra workers for Christmas because they got a lot of busy stuff happening. Now, Cog, well, would you like to share what you found out since your time working there?
Yeah, sure. So I'm, Christmas intern, big rush, lots of work. It was, they do good work there, but it's not as good as this company. Thank you. So I found out that they're having an annual concert, and as an employee, I'm invited. It's happening at 6 tonight, and I have a good idea of the shifts, and also I know for a fact that Santa checks his list at 5 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. sharp. So
Very
that'll be
good.
helpful.
Now, this concert that is being put on for Santa by the gnomes, it happens every year. I happen to know who's performing. Not that it matters very much, but we got Santa's babies, Dawn and the gay apparels, Holly and
Wait, really?
That's
they didn't invite me.
I love them!
I know.
I love them!
Holly and the Ivies, they're gonna be there too.
Of course!
And
I love all those bands.
And there's a new troupe.
I just need to breathe for a second. He didn't ask me to perform this year?
I'm very sorry, Candy. I think that it has less to do with you and more to do with him. You know what I'm saying? You brought down the house last year. He probably couldn't handle that electric bill again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of Christmas cheer happening at this concert. It's great.
Absolutely. And they also got a new group. It's called the Tinsel Troupe. That's right. So that's happening at 6 p.m. Now, the point of saying that is that this is a window of opportunity where Santa will not be in his house. And he supposedly holds his list in a vault or a safe inside of it. Now this, and he holds up a small vial, this will help with the retrieval of the big guy. Yeah?
Is that what the lemon juice looks like?
No, speaking of, let him back in here. And Mr. Nelson comes in with a lemon and a little tiny, cup of snow. And he squeezes it out. And it is not bright yellow. It's certainly darker. It's like more of a gray, but there's a yellow tint to it. And he's like, does this answer your question, everybody? You want to pass that around there?
Yeah, see, that's what I told you. It's almost
Candy.
yellow.
So this is
almost yellow.
Yeah, this is the kind of snow you can eat.
It's yellow. If it's yellow rule of thumb, you just don't need it.
Yes.
You know what? That's probably a good idea. You don't want to get confused. Yeah.
Maybe I was thinking of a lemon that down there in the human world. I think their juice is a little clear. Maybe I was researching.
There's also artificial things these days.
I don't think that
flavors.
humans produce juice.
I think they do.
No,
I want to make that canon. I want to make human juices canon.
I mean, women. No, they don't make their own juice. They take the lemon and they juice it themselves, like what we just did right now. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Listen, human juice also yellow.
Regardless, if we could get back on track here, please. We're running on a tight schedule.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Now ingesting this will incapacitate the big guy for a few hours. Now, if Cog's intel is correct, he checks his list at 5 and then again at 8, like he said. Now,
usually with milk and cookies.
That's what I'm saying. Mrs.
Yes,
Claus brings cookies, he brings milk, maybe hot cocoa. Could be an interesting opportunity. Now, Candy, darling, if you would bring out what you brought for everybody today. And he gestures to the duffel bag that Candy has with her.
Oh, yeah, I have a bag and it has things in it.
Would you like me to tell everyone what's in it? Perfect. All right. Candy has brought here for you some materials that'll help.
Some candy things.
Absolutely. That'll help with the mission today, right? And so each of you get a Christmas cookie health potion, which is basically a Christmas cookie. It could be whatever you want, really. It's sugar cookie. It could be a snowflake. It could be a gingerbread person. It could be an ornament. It could be a candy cane, whatever. But it serves as 1 potion of greater healing, and depending on how much you eat of it is how much you get back. So that's 44 plus 4 if you eat the whole cookie. Candy cane walkie-talkies. So basically, they are already connected sending stones, just skinned as candy cane walkie-talkies in this world. So basically, in order to turn it on, you just pull the bottom and a wire comes out. The 5 candy canes of the 4 candy canes have already been connected. Basically, as an action, while holding the candy cane, you can attempt to establish contact with any of the other 4. the target's candy cane will vibrate, chime, or flash in some way to get the user's attention. Once contact is established, the users of the connected stones can converse freely with one another, either through verbal recording, receiving, and emitting sound, or you could even, like, there's a tiny keypad, although it's kind of hard to read, where you could try to send some sort of text-based message, and the connection can be ended as a bonus action.
My fingers might be too big for that.
Well, that's why you could talk, you could do what you need to do, just... This will make sure if you get separated, if you need to, you can have contact with one another.
I can help you. My fingers are small.
Thank you very much, Candy. That's very kind of you. And last but not least are Goggles of Night, but Garland Goggles of Night. So they have been decorated to kind of sort of blend in more with the Christmassy stuff going on. So they're like a red and green striped decoration with gold rims, and they operate as regular Goggles of Night. If you already have dark vision, your dark vision increases by 60 feet. If you don't have dark vision, then you get dark vision to 60 feet while wearing them.
120 feet of dark vision. I will take that. Thanks, Unc.
You're welcome. Now, are there any questions, anything you need from me? You know, if you want to plan what you want to do here, because basically, all you got to do, you got to extract Santa. He's going to be at the show. He checks his list at 8. His vault is in his house. I mean, I don't know.
What does extract mean?
It means, to take him, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So you want Santa, you want the sleigh, you want the list.
I'm saying Santa is the priority. You get all these other goodies, you get more money, you get more good things.
I think we can manage that. If we find other things in the vault, is that something you would not be opposed to?
Absolutely. Here's to put it into easy layman's terms, the more you bring to me, the more you're gonna get. You know, I'm a giving man. It's Christmas, I feel very generous this year. So you do this for me, you bring all those goodies, you're gonna get plenty. If you don't want money, after a certain point you want something more specific, you know, a special document to get you something, or you want to get in someplace, then I'm sure that could be arranged.
Boss,
Yeah.
I know Uncle talked to me about getting a permanent position if
Sure.
this happens. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Got it.
You see, you got brains, right? You're very gifted. Your Christmas knowledge is very helpful to a toy maker. I think
thank you.
Very
That's
well.
so exciting. I'm so happy for you.
It's very nice of you, Candy.
I'll be happy as long as that bastard's crimes are exposed to the world. I'm sick of everyone viewing him as a saint when he abuses his reindeer.
And you know what? I completely agree. It is unacceptable, and that reign, that ends tonight. All right?
Yes, it does.
I get it. You said rain like the reins of a sleigh.
Very good. Very good.
Are you gonna explain every single joke that happens? Is that what's gonna happen here?
Now, who's
Code,
gonna...
I don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes people don't understand.
I don't understand.
See, Candy doesn't understand. Yeah, Willamin also doesn't understand.
That's all right.
I'm the only one.
That's all right. Basically, for lack of a better terminology, it was a play on words. You know, he's got the reins that you do to control the reindeer, but
Only do a play on a stage?
Well, that's okay. We don't need to. It's all.
Bus means just another way of saying it.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like they're the same words but different meaning. Not synonyms, but something of the
Synonymous.
Very good, Candy. Very good. Now, Candy, can you keep this safe for me in your pack with you? And he hands you the vial of poison. Now, I'm counting on you to keep this safe, all right? I know you can do it. Just make sure.
I'm good at keeping things safe. Don't worry.
Very good. Very good. All right.
Best idea, Uncle.
Now, It's about well, it's almost 5 o'clock, actually, so Santa will be checking his list pretty soon, and the show's at 6. Now, Mr. Nelson, like I said, he brought you the snow. He's my friend that's got the teleportation circle. You take any time you need to plan, do what you need to do. I'll be here for questions. And then you let me know, and we'll go through that portal, alright? Alright, and he gets up.
Okay, boss.
And he, puffs his collar, and he walks through a tiny room to go out of the office.
Thanks, Mr. Finch.
You're welcome, Candy.
Don't worry, Birdman. We'll get the bastard.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Finch. I was so good. Yeah. Fair. Okay. Do we want to just get going?
I think we should plan a little bit first. I mean, Santa's place is really high tech and has a lot of security measures. You know, because a lot of people are considered his competitor. Exactly, we're his competitors technically, so we should probably be a little careful.
Would I know anything about the security systems at the workshop and at Santa's house?
Go ahead and make a history check to see if you remember anything from your work.
Would this be about technological devices or...
Well,
magic?
So what kind of security are you trying to remember they have? Like guards or like...
Right. I'm just in general.
Okay, so
Well,
then...
Would this be a history check then?
Guards.
Yeah.
Oh, 16. So plus 7 is 23.
Okay, so you and Willamin both actually, as you're conversing, you are both familiar with Santa's team of guards called the Peppermint Patrol. Cool. And basically they're a special ops team of gnomes that guard the factory and other portions of the North Pole at night or during the day if there needs a security problem such as a protest or something that happens. And Willamin also helps you to remember that the way that you know when they're around is if you can smell peppermint.
Okay.
I'm good
I
at
will
smelling.
say I have a passive perception of 9, but my Steel Defender Spike has a
Uh-oh.
How
is my
yet.
passive
I can't
perception
breathe.
higher than yours?
Cog, can you repeat
I'm
that
not
again?
wise.
Because you're proficient in it.
Yeah. I'm not
Cog?
wise. I'm smart.
Cog,
Yes.
can you repeat that again? I couldn't hear. I can't hear
Sorry.
you. You have to speak up a little bit.
My internet was janky for a second. So my passive perception is at a 9, but my Steel Defender Spike, my dog right here, who's like my height, his passive perception is 16. So he's usually on the lookout. He's also nothing can sneak up on him. He can't be surprised ever. So that's cool.
It's a
My passive perception is 18, and my passive investigation is 19. So,
Yeah, so
I mean,
we
if you
got it
need me to
covered.
look at something, if you need me to look at something,
Well,
I
I'm just
can.
talking about the Peppermint Patrol. You smell peppermint when they get close to you. So if I can't smell it, my dog probably can. And
And
Spike
I can also
kinda
smell it
walks-
probably.
Yeah, and Spike kind of walks over and nuzzles Candy's thigh.
Hi, buddy. It's good to see you again.
I'm gonna bend down and try to talk to the dog.
What
No.
languages
can-
do you speak?
I can communicate with all beasts and plants.
It's not a beast.
It's mechanical.
I know.
Oh.
I don't know that.
You don't know that. I mean,
I'm
if you
gonna-
speak common, it can understand common. So
We've been speaking
well-
in common.
yeah.
Willamin, I don't think you can speak to Spike here. He's not really a true animal. Like he's a.
Hey,
I'm gonna
it's not
pat
nice
his
to kill his dreams.
big metal head and be like, "Well, hey, buddy."
Yes. He kind of wags his tail.
Oh, that's so cute.
You can hear like,
Yeah. Yes, yep. He's very.
Cog, I think you need to oil his tail a little bit. It's squeaking a lot.
You're right. I pull out like a little can of oil that I assume I would have because Artificer, and I just kind of
Oil.
You know.
Okay. Sorry.
Danny, could we get the gain on your mic down a little bit? Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
What else was I gonna say? So that's like their main system of defense. There's no like, would I know about any like alarm spells that they have?
You probably wouldn't because
Okay.
you have just been an intern and it's been during work hours, so if there were to be things in place, they wouldn't need to be when everyone's roaming the factory.
Cool.
Yeah, but you
Can
do
I
know...
think really hard about my attempts to break out the reindeer in the past?
Sure.
And think if there's a spot where they noticed me?
Sure. You can make a, That's just not going to be very helpful to you. You can make a history check to see what you remember.
As a druid, I'm proficient. in
Okay, well, there you
history.
go. There you go.
So it's plus what, 2?
2.
Yep.
So that's a 15.
Great. Okay, so you actually, you know the layout of the North Pole, as does Cog, and basically for a quick explanation, the reindeer barn is at the bottom. I'm just gonna sketch it out really quick because I realized that what I say may not be very helpful to everybody. Okay,
It's okay.
so we got reindeer
While
barn.
she's sketching, is there anything? So I think we should come up with a game plan. I think we should get Santa first, then go to the reindeer.
Because I'm head of security here, is there anything that I would know without realizing that I know it?
You probably know about what Cog knows as far as like, well, so okay. Are you asking what you may know about Santa's workshop or about workshops in general because you are head of security here? Of like, well, we have this, so maybe they have this. Is that what you're trying to do? Or are you trying to see if you know about Santa's workshop specifically?
Maybe both?
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
Okay. 15?
Yeah, okay, I'll get to that in 1 second. Okay, so I realize that this may be backwards for all of you because this makes sense. But, reindeer barn. If this is the North Pole, this is the pole itself. This is the reindeer barn down here. Santa's cabin is directly above it. So that is why, for so many times, Willamin, you were easily spotted because the reindeer barn was strategically placed to be in view. The post office is a tiny little cabin across the street from the reindeer barn. Not that it matters very much. The elf inn, the Jolly Elf Inn, is where all of the gnomes and other workers stay for Santa, and then the big factory is at the top of the little stretch of the North Pole. So, knowing that, you know that whenever you have gone kind of on the side of the reindeer barn that is in view of Santa's cabin, you're almost always spotted. But you can think with a 15 intelligence, perhaps if you were to go from the bottom, then you may not be as quickly. Oh, you also know that since the protests have began and everything like that, there is now a padlock on the barn. Yes,
Okay,
Auk.
I have thieves' tools, so that shouldn't be a problem. Well,
I
it
also
might
have
be.
a spell that can help us that could probably help us unlock the door, padlock. But also, do I happen to remember anything? Because I'm such a big fan of Santa's and possibly know maybe the factory itself, or maybe I don't know anything about Santa's cabin.
Sure,
probably,
go
but-
ahead and make a history check since you've gone on a tour there before.
Okay.
Work there.
You work on the
first roll
bottom
of the
floor.
day.
Okay.
This is history, right? The
Yes.
first roll of the day is an 18.
Very nice. So, Cog, you know, because you work on the first floor, you've only ever been on the first floor, but Auk has been on a tour that kind of takes him through the whole factory. And from what you can remember, you remember pretty good. It was a very nice field trip for you. You know that the bottom floor has... One second. The bottom floor has the bakery section where Mrs. Claus works. It has the, like, wind-up toy, like, puppet section where Cog has been working. And it has the bookmaking section that basically they make paper, they bind books and everything like that. And on the top floor is the auditorium where the show is going to be, the concert. There's a doll station and a teddy bear station, and there's a break room and like a little office where people meet to like discuss toy designs and stuff like that.
Station where they stuff bears. Where does the cruelty of these animals end?
It's just fabric. It's not like actual bears. It's just like...
How do you turn a bear into a fabric?
You don't. They're just like, it's made out of like sheets of fabric that are sewn
like
together
a
in the
toy.
shape of a bear.
Like the teddy bears, they're not actual bears. They're just
think
like...
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a toy Willamin. It's like Spike here. Like it's not an actual dog, but it is a dog, kind of.
What are you saying
I made
about
Spike. Well, he's not a beast. I constructed him. He's metal. He's not a real animal. He looks like one, really, but he's just a machine.
All feels really awkward, and he kind of
as one does.
He kind of like shrivels back a little bit because he's a little overwhelmed by the conversation that's happening.
Aw.
He may look like a.
Are you
like
okay? You look sad.
It's just really hard to explain a teddy bear to someone that loves animals.
I understand.
Okay. I think we should probably get going though, because it's getting close to starting time. Someone in the chat just said, so taxidermy?
Oh god.
Oh no!
Anyway.
We didn't explain taxidermy, I promise.
Okay, so you talk amongst yourselves, you share what knowledge you have of how the North Pole is situated, what you remember from there, little bits of
what did I get for my roll?
Sorry about that. Yes. So you know that you guys have guards placed everywhere, and if there are any secret rooms or any particularly valuable areas, you usually also have some sort of mechanism, be it mechanical, be it magical, in place to offer extra protection.
Okay.
Bless you.
I'm pretty good with mechanical and magical, so if we need help identifying those kinds of things, I'm your guy.
All right. So, after talking amongst yourselves and sharing your information, like I said, Yes?
Do we want to, like, before we, like, are there, are we going to the concert, or are we immediately trying to scope out the scene?
Well,
Like...
I'm 8 feet tall, so I don't know if I should go.
Well, I mean, I can bring guests, right? Like, it's like
the
employees and their
Patrol
families.
knows who I am.
I'm good at distraction.
Ooh, we could. You know what? Can I get like? Does my family have like a disguise guy on hand?
As a Firbolg, I have access to disguise self, but it only makes me like 1 foot shorter.
Okay.
And only lasts
well, 1
for
foot
an
is
hour.
1 foot.
So.
Yeah. Well, we could also. Well,
what
I think that'll have to do.
You're like a bunch of gnomes just like stacked on top of each other with like a big coat.
That is the best disguise self ever. I think that's the move. So every time you open your coat, it's just like
coat?
Yeah, it's just 3 gnomes in a trench coat.
So then Santa thinks that you're just a bunch of his workers trying to mess with him.
I think that's the way to go. I think you have to do this.
I'm too stupid to say no.
Yep. That's what we like to hear. Okay. And then, so if we even have an hour, we can go up to the concert and be like, yay, we were here. We're doing our thing. We're having fun. Then we can sneak off before your hour is up and stealth it out and go scope out the scene. Because by that point, it'll be 7. Then we'll have an hour before Santa checks his list. We should get the list, put something in his drink, hide in his house, put something in his drink when Mrs. Claus comes to put it in front of him. Then we'll have Santa, we'll have the list, and then we can just go get the reindeer. I think, how do we get Santa out of her house? Because, well, no, because you could probably lift Santa, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Both of you, because you're big, you're tall.
I'm considered a large-sized creature.
Okay, there we go. Do you want to be gigantic?
That could be
Because it goes
fun.
one size up when you enlarge someone. Do you know? Anyway, so
I've also been taught other ways to distract people, and it tends to work for me.
okay, so we'll definitely be using that, but I think we go to the concert, we, do whatever, then we sneak away. We're like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, I'll be back, and then we don't come back. And we go to Santa's house, and maybe we go in, we do the thing. Candy, yeah, what'd you need to say?
It might be a good idea to keep me away from the concert because I'm really upset that they didn't invite me, and then I might get angry, and people don't like me when I get angry.
Is there like a local in the inn? Is there like a bar? Okay, you guys, if you didn't want to be seen, we could go to the concert, make an appearance, because I should probably make an appearance because I work there.
But
You guys could go to the bar.
Because they should know what they're missing out on.
Yes, but if you go to the concert and make a scene, it kind of ruins the idea of the heist. Candy, you know what? We're going to throw a concert for you. We're going to make you the star.
I can't help it that people notice me when I walk into rooms, okay?
No, that's definitely not something you can have. Why don't you guys just go to the bar, and then we'll take care of the concert appearance, me and Ak, and then we'll sneak back.
I think that... How do I say that? How do I say this in the nicest way possible?
Oh, God.
Cog, I think that...
About to insult me.
We should stick together, because the other two, they're very passionate about what they want to do, because I feel like they would go off their instinct, which is not a bad thing.
I am passionate.
Listen, but if we don't show up to the concert, then at least if one of us or two don't show up to the concert, then they're gonna be like, why are you even here? Why did you come here?
I can keep it together.
Are you sure?
I
can try to look like multiple.
Sorry, my cereal went off. Okay. I mean, if you're sure, and I think the 3 gnomes in a trench coat is gonna work for big guy over there, so,
I mean, it is
so
the best.
stupid that it's smart.
It's so stupid that it's smart. It really is.
Unfortunately, I
Because
think
it
it's
just
the
might
best
work.
costume option for Willamin, because he is such a big guy.
I mean, or you could transform into an animal.
In the concert?
Well, I'm gonna have Spike with me.
That's a very good.
If you wanted to be
Willamin.
like another Spike.
But then how would I recognize you?
Or you could transform into a mouse, and I could keep you in my jacket pocket.
That might work.
I could sneak
That's
you
also a
in.
good idea. That's also a good
Yeah,
idea.
I can stay in beast shape for 2 hours. So
Okay, I think that's a plan. Other than because then disguise self is only 1 hour.
yeah.
Okay, how many beast shapes do you have?
And much stupider.
That's
I have 2 of them at this level.
Okay, so are you okay with using one?
That'll be fine.
Okay, so I think that's a plan. I think Candy Cane will fit in. I feel like have I seen like other, because you're an elf, right?
They're both half elves.
Okay, so have I seen half elves at Santa's Factory, or are they like unheard of?
We can use your same like history roll to recall, like, so if there are people other than gnomes at the factory, they're not directly involved in toy making because it's the natural tinkering ability of the gnomes that like is helpful, but sometimes like around the holidays, Santa is more willing to hire like outside of that just for extra security, for wrapping help, like wrapping up the presents. Mrs. Claus always appreciates help in the bakery for chocolate and cookie making and stuff like that. So it's not unheard of, but it's certainly not like common.
Okay. So do you okay.
I actually have the perfect I actually have the perfect disguise for the concert. I like rummage through my bag and I pull out a bunch of like Santa apparel, like literally like it's fan apparel for Santa. I'm like, sorry, Willamin, I didn't know much about Santa before this, but I'm a big fan of his. So
how dare you support that abuser?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're the worst kind of person.
So while they're doing that,
I'll kind of like slowly but surely puts it
back in the bag.
And he starts spitting facts, and he's like, did you know that the Christmas tree, you can eat its needles? It's a good source.
I did know that, actually. I've eaten a lot of pine in my time.
Can I go see my uncle really quick?
Sure.
While they're having this conversation where Ak is being super awkward.
He just went in the back room that you know to be his office. That is just adjacent to like the conference room that you guys are currently in.
Yeah, I'll give it a little knock.
Okay. Yeah, who is it?
Cog.
Oh, all right. Come right in. And the door kind of opens for you. Are you guys ready to go?
Almost. I just had one question. If I wanted to get like, papers or like worker's ID for Santa's workshop for both Ak and Candy, what would that entail? Is that a possibility?
This could be done, but time is of the essence. Okay. Let me look up something real quick to see if...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no worries. If not, it's fine. I just figured we need a way in, so to speak. And I know they hire some other things that knows. I leave Spike out there to play with Candy. Like I give her a ball and he's fetching.
Perfect.
He plays fetch.
Candy starts fetching the ball.
She throws it and then runs after it.
Okay. So
oh my god, Spike throws the ball. Spike throws the ball for Candy. That's what happens.
So your uncle kind of thinks about it for a second and says, do you have your name tag for when you work at the factory? Your intern name tag?
I do.
Maybe I could give my guys... I mean, it's not gonna look the best. We don't have very long, but we could try to get some that looks like this made.
Yeah.
All right.
Like copy and paste, you know.
I don't think Candy's gonna have an issue of getting in. She typically just kind of gets what she wants because of how she looks. People are just like, yeah, okay.
Like
but Ak has no social skills, so at least one would be good.
So your uncle takes the name tag.
Okay, you know what? We're trying to do something here, okay? This is a heist. We need a way in.
I understand, but you could be a little nicer about it, you know?
Oh, did he hurt your feelings?
I mean, Cog is in the next room, so he can't hear what I'm saying, but I hear what he's saying.
Did you hear what I was saying?
I have a really high perception.
He has a really high passive perception.
Yeah.
So,
okay, well, whatever.
Your uncle comes back in like 5 minutes, and... if you look at it up close, it looks like a kindergartner did it. But from far away, with the candy cane kind of stripe border and the rough font following, if someone looks at it up close, you're caught. But if they're just looking at it, then it could easily be like, oh, sure, I believe that. And you're able to get one for each of you if you need that.
Cool. So I'll just get it for those two because we're gonna have a mouse. Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks. I'll let you know. I think we have like 5 more minutes conversation and we'll be in here.
All right. It's about 5:30. The show's in half an hour, so come on now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go get him. Okay. Hey guys, are we ready?
I think I'm ready to go.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Everyone.
fantastic.
Do we have proper attire? We're good. Do you need to change it? I know you don't because you're gonna be a mouse, but
I mean, Willamin kind of got angry at me, so I don't think I'm gonna wear what I brought.
you know, it's okay. Now you've just been educated. Now you know it's no big deal.
Well, now,
Santa's a monster.
May I interject for a second? Now, Willamin. Imagine you're trying to sneak into the factory of someone else, and you have a friend. They didn't know about him before, but they do have apparel that shows a fandom. Now, don't you think that if you were caught, that could potentially work in your favor? He could be like, oh, look, it's a fan that's here to visit me, instead of someone trying to kidnap him.
That's fair.
I suppose.
Do I look okay, Mr. Finch, or should I change as well?
I think you look great as always, Candy. Maybe make sure that little fluff of your hat is to the side so they could see it. It just adds it. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. But I think that Ark, what you have, as distasteful as I find it, could help with your cover, so to speak, if you get caught. You know what I'm saying?
You're doing great, Ock.
Okay, Mr. Finch. And he kind of like reaches back into it. I'm sorry, Willamin. I didn't know. And he like slowly puts the shirt like
Shamefully.
He's like trying to put his head through the headhole, and he's like.
It's okay. I can't stay mad at you. And I'm gonna kind of like ruffle his head.
And I'm like.
Perfect. So you all, Candy fixes her hat. Ock gets his Santa fan apparel on. You each get your name tag if you find need for it. And
don't let them see it up close. This is just like if someone sees you from farther. Oh, they work here. Yeah. Mouse.
Oh, I know. Oh, this looks really bad. I saw a bunch of those name tags at the factory, but
Now, you know what? I know it's not the best. My guys only had 5 minutes, alright? They're usually much better, okay?
Mouse?
Oh, I know. I mean, I've seen your work, Mr. Finch. It's really good.
Thank you.
So I was really surprised when I got something like this.
Well, I didn't do this one, or it would look spectacular. You know what I'm saying?
Sure that it would.
I'm sure,
Candy.
Mr. Finch.
Thank
and
you.
I put it on top of my shirt.
Alright, everybody. Are we
Mouse.
ready?
I'm gonna turn into a little creature, and just so you know, when I do, I'm not gonna be very smart,
Okay.
but I'll be really good at smelling things, so if I smell peppermint, I'll nibble at you.
Okay. Cool. I got you.
Oh,
I
you're gonna be a mouse.
I use my wild shape to turn into a weasel,
Fantastic.
Okay.
which means I have 1 hit point and an intelligence of 2.
Excellent.
However, I'm good at stealth, and I have advantage on smell.
Okay. Excellent.
Do you want to be like my fur collar?
I just like,
Okay. I'll put him around my neck, kind of like tuck
my god.
him in.
He's
like a fur collar on my jacket.
He has to pretend to be like a minx collar.
Yep. Oh no! Hey, he doesn't know. He's too stupid to know right now.
Okay.
I have an intelligence of 2. I don't know.
Perfect.
He doesn't know. He's
All
fine.
right.
I'll be like, don't tell him after.
So Mr. Finch kind of like takes you all into his office where Mr. Nelson is waiting with a piece of chalk. He kind of like is also addressing Willamin as a weasel when this happens, and he's like, now, you take care of each other, alright? Alright? Candy, you take care of Cog. Cog, you take care of Candy. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everybody make sure, use those brains, I know that you're gonna help him out with all your knowledge, all your puzzle making, really good. Candy, you got your muscles. Willamin, you got your muscles too, but right now you got your sense of smell, really good, right?
He's a mouse.
He's a weasel, actually.
Can I just say,
Weasels are a little bit
Willamin,
different than a
you
mouse,
are
you know?
Sprinkle right now. You are Sprinkle,
Fantastic.
the indestructible weasel.
Fantastic. All right,
yeah,
now.
Candy, a weasel's a little bit bigger than a mouse. A mouse is a little bit tinier, maybe about like a third of the size in terms of length, and maybe.
You're saying words, but it doesn't mean that they mean anything.
Fair.
All
You know
right,
what?
that's okay.
very
We
fair.
can talk about weasels later. All right.
Oh,
Now
okay.
everybody huddle up, and then Mr. Nelson, starts to draw like a circle and some runes and glyphs and everything, and he's like, all right, you're gonna have 10 seconds before the portal closes from this side, so make sure you're all kind of huddled together. You can go in at one time. And
Cool.
about a minute passes. It's actually quite calming to see like how nice the chalk glides across the floor. Like it's like brand new and the floor has been like freshly polished. It's quite nice. And as soon as the circle meets the other end, it starts to glow and Mr. Nelson is like, go, 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 and you all kind of have to like hurry in together, and your stomach churns and it's very uncomfortable, and suddenly the office disappears and it's just this weird like lights. There's white, there's blue, there's purple for like maybe 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden it's almost blinding because you are now met by fresh powdered snow, and the bitter cold just like pierces through your skin and your fingertips and your nose almost immediately, and you have been spit out right outside of the North Pole. Yes, Willamin.
I vomit on Cog's shirt.
Excellent.
Hey!
I just
on.
rolled a Constitution saving throw, rolled a 5.
Excellent.
Come on, I just... Oh, God. I should not have done this.
Excellent. So, you just from like looking around you, you can see some trees, and behind the trees you can see like flashing red lights.
So, we go to the concert. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Candy, are you going to be okay? Because there's a bar if you really need to sit this one out.
I'll be okay.
Okay. Do you want a mink collar?
No.
Dang it, I don't want... He's going to throw up on me again.
It's not gonna match what
This
I'm
was
wearing.
expensive! God. Okay. You know what? Let's just go.
Can I mend on a shirt that's not
Oh, I have mending too. Wait.
Um,
Is that a thing?
You know what you could potentially do? You could take some snow. Kind
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna
doubles
do
as
that.
water.
You know,
I'm gonna do that.
Look
And then
at-
like hold a firebolt, just like...
I'm gonna smack some snow on the cog. I'm gonna cast mending on him and to
Good.
clean the shirt a bit.
So it
Great.
looks
Great.
better. It definitely still needs to be washed, but
Yes.
there is not vomit on your sweater already
Good.
Are you
anymore.
cold now?
Were I not a weasel, I would use Druidcraft to make it smell nice.
You know what? It's fine.
There
You know...
there you go, Cog. I'm sorry that Willamin threw up on you.
I take out my
I mean,
expensive clone or
weasels
something.
don't take high speeds very well because of their size, you know.
Okay, you know what?
We
We're on a
speak
time
a
crunch.
lot
Let's get
about
going.
weasels.
I'm gonna start walking.
Okay. Which are you walking like towards the trees and where the lights are?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
With Spike.
Yes. So you find yourselves kind of like behind Santa's workshop here. This is where you have been spit out. So Santa's workshop is about 30-ish feet ahead of you, and then Santa's cabin is to your right, and the elf inn to the left, the reindeer barn to the right, a further ways down, and then the post office to the left, further ways down.
Cool. To the concert.
Okay,
Keep following Cog here.
sounds
Yeah, if I see like a little vendor, I'll get like a Christmas hat for Spike and just
okay. So you we'll get to that in a second. First, you enter the factory. There are a ton of people inside. It's now about like maybe 10 minutes before we're gonna be let in to like enjoy the concert. And it looks almost like a lobby. As you enter, you're met with hot chocolate smells, cookie smells, sugary sweet smells, and peppermint, but that's to be expected since there's such a wide array of people inside at this time. There are Christmas trees in each corner, all the same height and like the same exact color combination. And as you look at it, it almost looks like they're like trying to put the ornaments in almost the same exact place.
Ooh.
All the way to the right,
Tacky.
you can see a set of lockers that don't go much higher than 5 feet with an alternating like red, green, like color. And on the left, there's kind of like a desk that has like cubbies behind it with some tights, some shoes, some sweaters, some hats, and there are 3 hallways. There's one to the left, one to the middle, one to the right, and 2 staircases. Cog what is usually just a like place for you to keep your stuff or buy replacement shirts or special holiday shirts when they come out is now a concession stand that does have apparel like hats and other stuff that you could purchase.
I'll just take one.
Okay. Are you gonna like...
I'm gonna steal it.
Okay, then make a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm pretty good at that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm blue. Oh, yeah, 23. I rolled a natural 19.
Ooh, that's a natural 18. All right, very, very close to being caught. Like, you sweat a little bit, but you manage to be okay.
I put the hat on Spike's, like, over his ears.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you make your way up the middle staircase, which is towards the auditorium. And as you get up there, the hallways are all, like, from what you could see, they all looked the exact same. There's, like, a fresh red pavement. There are big candy cane decorations every 5 feet or so in the exact same place. On the walls, there's, like, tinsel. There's, like, regular, like, pine-looking tinsel. There's gold. There's silver. And it's kind of a lot. You pass by the, let's see, what else is on the... Oh, you pass by the break room that has, like, a hot cocoa section, a bunch of little chairs, and you can kind of catch a glimpse into the executive, like, conference room, and then you make your way into the auditorium. If you thought the lobby was Christmassy, this is, like, really a like, child obsessed with Christmas that just dreams of what the North Pole might look like is what you are seeing now. The stage is just trimmed with tinsel, with wrapping paper, with candy canes. There's ornaments. Like, the curtains are, like, all lined with a certain kind of tinsel, and there's big ornaments on the wall, as well as pictures of different depictions of Santa Claus. Like, soda commercials, calendars, other such things that have been framed and put on the wall. You can kind of see the stage is now empty, but you can sort of hear some, like, talking backstage to suggest that there are performers that are almost ready to go on. And as in every area, there is a hot cocoa station, a cookie station, and an eggnog station.
Wow, isn't this amazing? It's so Christmas in here. And also, look at those pictures.
So
That's the 1950 version. That's the 1950 Coca-Cola version of Santa, and that one is the 1929 version of Santa. Did you not? Did you know that? I know I keep explaining about all these factoids about the pictures.
And he
on
just
the
knows
wall.
a ton of facts about the pictures on the wall.
You know a lot of facts about Santa.
It's just so tacky in here.
No, I love it. He's such a fantastic. Well, I mean, before I heard everything about him,
That's not what Mr. Finch told me. Mr. Finch just told me a lot of things about Santa.
Well, before I heard about all these terrible things about Santa, I used to be a very big fan of him, but I really need this job. So, I don't know. I'm in a little bit of conflict here.
You shouldn't compromise your morals just for a job.
Well, since Santa is such a bad person from what I'm hearing, maybe it doesn't.
Mhm.
But we have to see. Also, I don't want Willamin to get mad at me again. Because
You just need to do
was
things that
kinda
make
scary.
you happy.
You're
yeah,
a little
and
squeak.
Willamin getting mad at me does not make me very happy.
Can you
So-
understand languages while you're a weasel?
That's a good question.
That is
I
a
think
good question.
I think I can understand language in wild shape.
I think
but,
you can understand common at least.
Yeah.
And no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. But
Cog. So as you are kind of standing and conversing with one another, you have people start to enter the concert room. There's a few like coworkers, like people that work in the same room as you, people that you've just passed like between the halls and everything, and you're given a pamphlet that has the lineup for the show tonight. Starting first is Santa's Babies, then Dawn and the Gay Apparels, Holly and the Ivies, ending with the new group, the Tinsel Troop. And you see that the show is supposed to be about an hour and a half, and that each set is anywhere from half an hour to like 45 minutes-ish. Wait, no. 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
So I say, guys who are not weasels, we
Sorry,
should be...
I'm reading about the wild shape right
Uh-huh.
now, and not only do I understand your speech, I keep my intelligence and wisdom scores, so my perception is very good.
Okay.
And on top of that, I get to choose whether my equipment disappears or appears on the weasel. So I have little goggles
tiny
of night.
goggles. That's so cute.
Wow.
Oh my
Anyway.
God.
Does
I
that
can
mean
al-
you didn't have to vomit on me?
No,
No,
because
'cause-
it's only my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, not strength, dex, and constitution.
I liked this jacket. Okay, so here's what after the first one, we're like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Then we sneak off and we do the heist.
There's so many
Because
people
then-
here. Are they even gonna notice if we walk out?
Probably not, but bathroom is always a good excuse to get out of
Candy.
things.
I don't think so. I think that there's enough people that quietly sneak out.
Okay, you can't just say I need to go to the bathroom. Is that are we arguing?
Okay, but
over
who are we gonna
excuse
say
get
it
out?
to? Who are
It
we
is at
supposed
this
I have to
time-
go to the bathroom.
It is at this time that the doors open again and Santa and Mrs. Claus enter, and you just hear like ho 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 ho, and you hear like all
Trigger.
the gnomes. Some of them actually, Cog, you can tell, are like, oh, hi Santa, and some of them are actually legitimately excited to see him, but some are kind of putting up a front. And he's going
Gee.
through and he's shaking the hands of a bunch of gnomes around him. Mrs. Claus works on the same floor as you, Cog. So she kind of is going around to say hi to people and approaches and is like, well, if it isn't Cog, why? Is that Candy?
Hi, Mrs. Claus.
Oh,
It's so good to see you
It is
again.
lovely to see you again as well. I'm so glad you're able to make it this year.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sorry. What's your name, dear?
And she's looking at Auk.
I haven't seen you around the factory. Do you work upstairs in the doll section?
I'm gonna try.
Yes,
lie and
yes,
say
he
nothing.
does.
Ah,
Really?
yeah.
Good with dolls.
he makes
Really?
dolls.
What?
They're really great. I have some of them.
Oh, is that so? What is your favorite model from this year in the teddy bear section over there?
I think I'm gonna talk about the latest modern model. It's
Okay.
kind of like it's like a teddy bear, but then you can kind of mix and match the outside of it. So, like,
Sure.
you can kind of command it into like, if you want to be a panda bear, we're all inclusive.
Just
in this
singing
world.
Elmo.
So I talk about that, and the stuffing is like super compact and it's really soft. And I try to convince her that.
Go
I
ahead
do
and
work
make
on the
a
third floor.
deception check.
Okay, cool.
Can
I will
does he
give
get
you
in?
advantage on that because you have Cog and Candy trying to help you, and you have a high chance of knowing what is on the lineup for Santa's toys that year because of your knowledge.
Look, I read Santa Monthly. So
Yeah,
my,
Santa
Don't ever. Oh.
Okay, that's really good. 18.
Okay, yeah. So you finish talking. She's looking around at Cog and Candy as well, and is like,
Oh, well, that sounds wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoy the show. If you need anything, I have my cookie station over there as always. The hot cocoa and the eggnog is especially good today, so please enjoy yourselves. Oh, Cog, is that a new scarf you have there?
Yes, a beautiful fur collar. I actually my friend had it made for me for Christmas. It's very nice.
Well, what a
Yes.
lovely giving season. All right,
Yes,
well,
yeah.
you enjoy yourselves now, okay?
We
and
will.
she walks away to join Santa at a table in the middle to like sit down for the concert.
I kind of like whisper towards Candy, like, Candy, you know Mrs. Claus?
Yeah. She's almost like a like not really like a mom to me, but I know her pretty well. It's really sad that she's married to someone so terrible, and I am not sure if he cares about her as much as she cares about him, if you know what I mean.
Would we know?
Yeah.
Is Mrs. Claus like opposed to like the reindeer stuff that Willamin is really like opposed to and that kind of stuff, or is she like totally with him?
Or does she not know?
There is a large chance that she does not know.
Okay,
Is
so
it?
she's kind of blissfully ignorant in all this.
Yeah.
This is kind of a headcanon I just made up.
Okay.
Is it possible that Santa is unfaithful?
You know,
Probably.
Why else would he
saw
have the naughty
Mommy
list?
Kissing
He has-
No!
Oh,
no!
That's why he says ho 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 so many times. There's
Yeah,
no ho-hos.
so-
This
there-
is so.
So, Candy, you have performed at the North Pole before. You have met Mrs. Claus. You have had, like, her hot cocoa, and she always, like, makes sure that whenever you perform, you get special treatment and everything. And
Didn't invite me this year.
that was not up to her, unfortunately. But she
Well,
only really deals with the sweets in the factory. She's like head chocolatier, head cookie maker, head hot cocoa maker, and everything. And she doesn't usually really get to go to any other place. She has her job, and she also is in the cabin a lot of the time. But basically, if there's anything to do with candy or sweets or cookies or anything, then that's her job. And you know that when you first met her and she heard your name, she like loved it so much that you talked for like 30 minutes about what her favorite kinds of candy are and everything.
yes. So,
What was the plan again? Where were we supposed to go?
we're gonna sneak out after the first performance, just so we're like jingling it up, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah, but
you know,
where
do
are we
the.
supposed to go first?
I think we need to go. I think we need to go direct.
I want to rescue Mrs. Claus. I know none of you can hear
Me
me
too.
speak right now, but I
Oh
want to
no,
rescue
we
her.
can't. No.
I may or may not have texted Hannah the same thing like 10 minutes ago.
I was thinking the exact same thing, but I wasn't sure because, I mean, anyways. But
I think we need
This
to
is
go
gonna turn
directly.
into a rescue mission from
We're not gonna get Santa. We're just gonna get Mrs. Claus.
So it is at this time that you guys have been kind of talking to yourselves that the back door closes and the lights dim and the Santa's babies come on to perform, and they all like literally think of the Mean Girls like Santa outfits and
Oh, no.
super poofy curly hair. And yes, Candy, actually it looks like they have copied your costume from last year's performance. And
someone hold me back.
Candy, I'm gonna put my hand. Candy, it's okay. Don't
my
worry.
God, no.
You're fine.
yes, Willamin.
No,
Yes, Willamin.
you were the
As they
original-
walk on stage, I would like to look over to the station where Mrs. Claus is.
Okay. She is kind of like Santa is very happy. He's like sitting back and he's like enjoying, and Mrs. Claus is kind of like uncomfortably like sipping her hot chocolate.
I
All right.
bet this was his idea.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think the reason he didn't invite me is because he's mad at me for something that happened last year.
Oh.
Is the weasel about to escape from around my neck and run after Mr. Claus? Because I'm gonna try to hold on.
I'm not smart, but I am wise.
It's true.
Uh,
So,
I rolled a 3 on my saving throw.
oh no.
So that's a
You
10.
are a weasel.
I am a weasel. As I spot Mr. Claus over there, Cog, you hear a little chittering on your shoulder as I start to break free and climb down your back.
I'm grabbing him. Nope.
Wait,
You can't get away.
make a dex saving throw to see if you can catch him
Me?
in time. Yeah, or a dex
Oh
check.
no!
Or just a dex check to see how fast you are.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, that was cocked. Okay.
Oh no.
15? I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know if it's good enough.
Willamin, can you make a contesting really
I
quick?
would love to make a
Oh
contesting.
no.
No.
Oh, oh no.
That is a nat 20.
No! God, this entire thing is gonna be ruined.
You are able to get out of the clutches.
I'm gonna slither down to the floor and
Guys.
start stealthily making my way over towards the cookie station.
Okay, can
Guys,
I get...
the
I don't
weasel.
even notice that this is happening because I'm just sitting there talking about just
Can
things
I,
that happened in the last
Perfect.
concert.
Can
and
I
the
get a
things that you
stealth
said.
check with advantage, Willamin, because you do have the music of the concert and everyone is kind of watching the stage.
Great. Yes, I can do
Oh
that.
no. Do I just hit him with a firebolt?
That would turn me back into a Firbolg.
I know, but it would stop what's about to happen.
That is a 22 for stealth.
Excellent. Yeah, you, let me double check something really quick.
Oh god.
Yep, that's a nope. Santa is very much enjoying this performance. However...
Oh no. Mrs. Claus is gonna see my fur collar running at her.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Mrs. Claus she is kind of avoiding the stage for the most part and kind of looks over and sees you, but doesn't make any noise. She's just watching this little weasel walk by, but Santa is not one counter. Santa's in his own little world watching this Santa's babies perform.
Can I start following him casually? Just
Sure.
Hi, Miss.
Okay.
Hi, Mrs. Claus.
Is there a table skirt around the cookie station?
Yes.
All right, I'd like to go underneath it.
This is easily
no.
done. You are very easily able to get underneath.
All
of
right,
it.
I'm gonna hide underneath the table, and if at any point Santa's shoe comes underneath the table, I would like to climb on it.
Okay.
Can I have been following him?
Yes.
Wait. Hang on 1 second. When I looked over, is his costume the traditional furry Santa costume?
So it is, but he doesn't have his coat on. He has some red velvet pants with suspenders and a kind of rolled up white button up shirt. It looks like his he worked all day, but now he's at a casual event, so he doesn't need all of the work garb kind of thing.
Okay, is there a layer of fur at the top of his pants, or is that all in his coat?
Usually it's all in his coat, but are you trying to blend in because there is that little bit of fur around the cuffs of his pants?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I would like to eventually blend in when I get the opportunity.
All right.
What's he gonna do? What is it? I'm just trying to follow him. Can I try to get under the table with him?
Why?
Can
I'm tiny and
certainly
I haven't been detected.
try.
So
You were collar.
Auk is smart enough. Auk is smart enough to know to now follow Cog and Willamin,
Uh-huh.
and he's gonna prepare to leave the auditorium when the distraction will eventually come.
Okay, so
And I kind of tell Candy, I'm like, wait for my signal, and then we'll go and leave the auditorium.
What's the signal gonna be? I might not get it if I don't know what it is.
How about if I start pulling you?
Fair. Hey.
Okay.
So, Cog, you start to make your way over, and you start to, like, get on your knees to try to get under the table, and immediately you smell peppermint. And one of the Peppermint Patrols that you actually know, his name is Evan, is kind of standing there and is like,
Psst. What are you doing?
It's my a button just fell under the table. I was just gonna go grab it.
make a deception check really quick.
Oh no. Wait, am I good at those? Well, I'm not bad. Okay. Natural 18 plus 2 is a dirty 20.
Okay, alright.
Well, hurry up. You're disrupting the show. The Santa's babies. Show some respect.
Oh, yes, okay. Is Willamin still under there?
Yes.
And
Willamin.
Santa's boots appear next to you to get cookies.
I would
I grab him?
I would like to climb into the furry cuff of his pants.
No, I'm gonna try to grab him.
Can I get contesting dex checks again?
No!
Please?
Oh god.
Alright, yeah, I can do that.
He's gonna... What are you gonna do? Like, what is the purpose of this?
I have 8 intelligence.
So...
And this man makes me real fucking angry.
I
All
know, but this is a terrible idea.
That is...
It's a great idea for me.
That's a 19.
Okay.
I got a 12, so...
Alright.
Whatever.
So, Santa kind of, like, looks down at you, Cog, as it looks like you are, like, trying to grab his boot. And he's like, whoa, what are you doing down there?
I'm so sorry. You know, I was just looking for a button. I thought it was under your shoe. I'm just gonna go. I'm so sorry, Santa. But
And he adjusts his pants, and he, like, nods, grabs a cookie, and goes back to his seat next to Mrs. Claus.
Sorry, Evan. I'll go find the people I came with.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Now, shh. Dawn and the Gay Apparels are next, and I'm not missing this one for you, all right?
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Sorry. What is about to happen?
Willamin, you are inside Santa's fuzzy cufflink.
I'm going back to Ock and
Ock
Candy.
and Candy.
He's on his own.
Candy is still kind of like picking apart the Santa's Babies performance. They definitely also stole some choreography from Holly and the Ivies last year. They are not doing well in your book, Candy.
Wow. It's
It
disappointing.
was just like
truly.
a little bit picky. The harmonies are not locking in. And like I had this song on my set list last year and I ended up not doing it, but they were definitely like at my rehearsal. So they heard me do it. So they just totally stole this from me and I'm not happy about it.
Listen,
Yeah, I can tell
here's
that
the
the
thing.
puppies are not like. Yeah.
So, Willamin is on Santa's pants.
He kept trying to get me to do that.
Oh no! I meant on the cuff! Oh no!
Maybe that's why you weren't invited back, Candy.
That's what she's trying to go for, is because she said no.
So, no, he's on, like, the furry cuff of his pants, and I don't know what to do. I tried to grab him. I say we just go. He's on his own now.
Well, I mean, this is good for us. I kind of am like blushing a little bit at that comment because, anyways, and I say, well, I mean, this will be to our advantage, I think. Because it seems to look like he's enjoying the performance, and Willamin will probably get a good distraction going, and we could use that distraction to...
Or he'll get arrested, and we'll have to save his ass too.
Well, I mean, we'll get to that point when we get to that point, but remember, we do have a mission to fulfill.
Yes, we do, and I am not opposed to leaving his ass here.
Hey, that is...
I am not. I came here for a mission for my uncle. Sorry.
One of the gnomes like shushes you guys because you're...
Goodness. Chill out.
Sorry.
When Dawn and the Gay Apparels,
Anyways.
we should probably sneak out because that's when we were planning on doing
Yeah,
it.
so
I mean, how
enough...
are we gonna sneak out?
Yeah. Enough time has passed to where Santa's babies are finishing up their set. They, like, bow, like, in a cutesy way with, like, the shoulder, and, like, they wink, and, like, all of the gnomes are like, whoa, yeah! And Santa's like, ho, 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 and Mrs. Claus is like... And then... Dawn and the Gay Apparels come out. They are definitely a fan favorite. They've all got, like, vests that are coordinating with different colors. And this one, Mrs. Claus, is like, yeah, like, this is definitely one that everyone collectively enjoys. And, if you guys are gonna sneak out at this time, you can at least hear that they do, like, 5-part male harmonies to most of their Christmas songs, and one of them is actually, like, completely a cappella.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We leave.
I'm such a big fan of them. You know, I used to do acapella myself. We used to, like, but
We used to do acapella in college, in wizarding school.
Of course he did.
He was part of the,
He went to Cornell.
He was a Hogwarts acapella group.
Their harmonies are so tight, you know, and it's like really interesting to listen to.
They were so off pitch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we should probably go. Candy, we should, you know, we have a mission. Let's go.
Okay, so Cog, Ock, and Candy, you all leave. Willamin, you are still on Santa's boot. So let's go. Let's start with Cog, Ock, and Candy, and then we'll get back to Willamin in a couple minutes.
What is gonna come of this?
So,
nothing good. Nothing good.
Cog, what do you guys do?
So I think, okay, do we want to head over to Santa's house, or do we want to go to, like, the bar and, like, figure out our game plan more concretely? Because now we're down a Firbolg.
Well,
I mean,
we have to capture Santa, and we have
We have an hour and a half before he goes to check his list again.
we gotta get the list.
It's now a little closer to just an hour because the set was around, like, 20-25 minutes.
Well,
So we should probably head over there now, get the list. Hopefully, we'll have a druid soon.
Well, here's the deal. I think that we won't be having Willamin anytime soon because Santa's going to be in there for a very, very long time until he gets to his cabin.
Well, no, just an hour. Oh, actually, if he stays on the pant leg and he walks back to his house, he'll just bring Willamin with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the problem
Starting
is
to
that
see
he
the
doesn't
logic
have the
here.
poison.
That was my plan.
No,
I wanted
Candy
to get
had
him
the poison.
alone.
I
Yeah,
have.
that's what I'm saying.
Is the poison what we're using to knock him out? But that's poison.
It's just it doesn't kill him. It
It's
just
a
knocks him out.
sedative. It's a horse,
Yeah.
like a horse tranquilizer.
Yes, it's a reindeer.
We're
tranquilizer,
giving
yes.
Santa ketamine?
Yes,
It's
yes, we are.
actually, it is
Ketamine.
called.
Ke-
It is an
ketamine.
official D&D poison because I do my research called
T.
Torpor. Ingested. A creature
Okay.
subjected to this poison must succeed on a DC 15 con throw or become poisoned for 4d6 hours. The poisoned creature is incapacitated.
Okay. When you
Okay.
said horse tranquilizer, I was like, why are we giving Santa ketamine?
Well, listen, compared to the other poisons on the official D&D list, this is probably the
I know.
closest one to that. But this is ingested, so you put it on something for him to consume.
Can I make, because I have a plan, but I'm not sure if Candy would come up with it.
Okay, so
So can I
make
like
an
an
intelligence check. Sure.
check?
Sure.
Just to
Now,
see.
are you keeping it in your head, or are you bouncing the idea off of Ock and Cog? Because if they're kind of helping
I'm
you
gonna
out,
bounce the ideas off of them.
then you may have advantage.
Okay. That hit my thing, so that one doesn't count.
Okay.
You don't get this entire blanket to yourself, Smudge. Sorry, my cat took my blanket.
That was a 9.
All right.
But I can
With
bounce it
advantage?
off.
What's the idea?
So, basically, one of us needs to get Mrs. Claus and talk to her about, Santa's infidelity issues, and basically get her on our side.
Okay.
And then we can get her out of the marriage and get her help to get Santa to go with us.
Okay.
I definitely
so-
think Candy could have come up with that because you are pretty close with Mrs. Claus already.
And because of the stuff that Santa's tried to pull.
Exactly. So I
Also,
definitely
you
don't
could-
think it's out of the question for Candy to have come up with that plan.
If
Okay.
she's on board too, you could just give her the poison. She could just put it in when she brings milk and cookies for him.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Or
a great
even if
idea,
if
Candy.
we don't want her to be suspicious, then I can be waiting inside of Santa's cabin.
Ooh, and do a sexy rigmarole or what, I don't know what the word is, but
What is rigmarole?
I don't know. I just said that.
I'll be honest,
like
I
a
think
sexy
I'm
distraction
I don't
and
know
be like,
rigmarole.
ooh, I'm so demure, poison.
Be like, hey, you should have a drink with me.
You vary that. Yes,
And
but don't
then
do anything.
If Willamin, that's his name.
Willamin
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the weasel.
If he's in the pants of Santa, then he can be like, surprise, and he can help me. And then the two of us can
Yes.
carry him. And then once he's back into his normal size, then he can talk to the reindeer and basically get them to be like, hey, we're gonna set you free. And then
Yes.
they'll fly the sleigh. And so then we got the sleigh, and then we get out of here.
Okay, so definitely that definitely works. And
Candy, I
then
think
while
that
you
you
guys
should
are getting
talk
him
to
to the
Mrs.
sleigh,
Claus.
me and Buck can be getting that safe open, getting that
Shoot, I have command.
queen, a commanding queen. I don't know what that means. Is there a specific point you wanted to use that on?
Yeah, I can
Santa.
Have a drink with me.
drink the poison.
Because
Because it's not really harmful to him.
You could just say
Well-
drink the poison. You could just give him the vial, drink the poison.
Well, if I say
Or
drink the poison, then that's not the
you-
spell. I have to say, hey, drink your hot chocolate.
If you
Or
guys
drink.
are actually having this conversation, Ock, you would know that if she were to say just drink the hot chocolate that the poison was in, then he would do that. If
Yeah.
he
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't say drink the poison or else the spell won't work because it's something that's obviously harmful.
So I think we should go maybe get into position in Santa's house. And then maybe we can start on the safe and see what we can do about that. And then
Well-
when 8 o'clock gets closer, we can hide in Santa's house, and you
So-
can be waiting there ooh, have a drink with me.
So what if
And
we
then
what if we split up, okay? So you guys go first and you steal the book. I can wait in the house. And then we can communicate through our little candy cane walkie-talkie.
Yes, we have the candy canes.
have a candy cane.
yes.
And then we'll all meet back up at where the reindeers are.
Okay.
And then, yeah, well, we gotta talk to Mrs. Claus at some point too. I can go talk to her right now.
Okay, why don't you go talk to her right now, and we'll go to the house and start getting into the safe.
Okay, so
Okay.
back to
Also, I googled it.
Yes.
Her first name is Margaret, so that's what I'm gonna go with.
okay. So,
Margaret.
Willamin, is there anything particular you are doing, or are you just waiting it out?
I'm waiting it out. I forgot that it was so long until he was gonna go check his list.
That's okay. That's okay. So, Candy, you are able to quite easily actually, like, you do have to duck down a little bit so that none of the like gnomes complain that you're blocking their view, but
I don't think they'll complain.
yeah. Dawn and the Gay Apparels are on their acapella number, and Mrs. Claus and Santa are a little, like, there's a couple feet like in between them, so she is more or less available for like a tap on the shoulder.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to her. I'm gonna fake some tears.
Okay. Can I get a performance check?
Yes. Yes, very this, very that. Love that for us.
17.
Excellent. Very much.
Oh, yes.
Let me just, I'm pretty sure, but oh yes, very much believable. Very much believable.
She's sitting right next to Santa, so maybe not say anything though. Well,
No, I'm gonna.
never mind.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
You're not with me.
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
Hey, Margie.
Oh, my dear. What's wrong?
Could we go talk for a second? Just like away from the party for a little bit.
Of course. Give me a moment. Santa dear, I'm gonna go use the ladies' room.
And Santa kind of like grumbles and is like that's fine. And she gets up and she grabs your arm and she starts like walking you towards the back. The gnomes kind of like part for her, so you're able to easily get into like the hallway behind the auditorium.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
I've been keeping a secret from you.
Oh, well, that's all right. Everyone has secrets sometimes. Do you want to tell me now?
Santa tried to do something to me last year, and that's why I wasn't invited to perform.
My dear, why don't
Also,
we
like,
go to my cabin? Why? I don't think this is a conversation to be had with the party. And she starts to walk you kind of downstairs. She passes actually Cog and Ock. She's like,
Oh, are you two looking for the restroom? It's over to the left over there.
Yeah.
Oh,
You okay, Candy?
no.
It's all right, dear. I got her. We're gonna go have some hot cocoa and cookies in my cabin. All right.
and as you're walking, Mrs. Claus is very open to hearing what you have to say. She's obviously very like sad and emotional about it, but one of the most, actually make an insight check just to see what you notice.
Okay.
Insight's not the best.
Oh, no.
So that's a 7 minus 1, so 6.
Okay. So the biggest takeaway is that she's obviously sad.
Yeah. Well, I know her well, so I can probably still read her.
Can I read
My
my
passive
insight
perception is
session?
12.
You're not there. They passed us.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So
Can I use that?
so
you do also have a
because-
passive insight.
Yeah. What's your passive insight? Does it say? Is it
9.
not good? Well, it's better than 6. You have a suspicion almost that she's not very surprised to hear this information, unfortunately.
So I proceed. I tell her like everything that he's been abusing the reindeer, that he uses like some of the gnomes for like slave labor.
Mhm.
I tell her that she's been like, he steals toy ideas from Mr. Finch and like all of these things and all of his like infidelity things,
Yeah.
and basically that she doesn't deserve that and that I want to help her.
And with her high insight check, she definitely believes you. She kind of like, when you get into the cabin, it is just as Christmassy as like the rest. There's a big kitchen where Mrs. Claus works, and there's a big couch, and she kind of goes and she gets you some warm milk and a couple cookies and sits you down on the couch and like gives it to you, and is kind of like pacing the floor while like touching her forehead at like the learning of this information. And with Mrs. Claus learning about the terrible things that her husband has been doing, we're gonna take a short break. So we're gonna take a bathroom break. We're gonna take a snack break, whatever we need. But see you in anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to see what our party does next.
Oh no!
Right.
What do we do? Guggen.
Okay. We are back. Sorry, my mom wants to vacuum outside of my room, and I didn't realize that.
In here though, so I'll shut this.
Okay. It may be a little bit of background noise, but I think that this will be mostly character PC driven for a few minutes, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we left off with Candy and Mrs. Claus having a very tender, very sad moment. At this time, Candy, you have the conversation progressed to Mrs. Claus consoling you with the events that occurred, giving you hot chocolate and cookies, to her taking a cookie herself and sitting on the couch and kind of letting you console her as well. It is at this time that she's kind of like looking down and kind of oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, all of my life I've loved him.
We were childhood friends, he and I. He's always had a love of the holiday and seemingly a selfless passion for the children.
And maybe he used to, but it's possible that something changed.
Of course,
Power does bad things to people.
this is very true.
I just would hate to see you suffer when you deserve a lot better.
Well, that's very sweet of you, darling. Thank you so much for saying that. You didn't have to come back here if you were uncomfortable, and I thank you for coming to tell me that I'm... Christmas is so soon, and the children, there's... Oh... She, holds her head a little bit. Is I just... The candy's not done, and the cookies for all the stocking stuffers, and...
Well, what if you come with us and we can finish everything where I live, and then the kids will still get all the things that they need? What if, okay, I don't want to say the word steal, but what if we take Santa's sleigh and the reindeer and we can use them to make sure that the kids get every single thing that they need, okay? But then we can maybe do something to where, I don't want to say kidnap, but if we happen to make Santa not be able to go and do the bad things to people, then we can make sure that everyone has a good Christmas.
Bring him to the authorities, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's...
Or kill.
Make a persuasion check really quick.
I know. Okay. Okay, cool. 18.
Okay, yeah. So she kind of sits back, and you told her about the reindeer, right?
I told her about the reindeer. I told her about I told her about the slave labor. I told her all the things that he's doing that are bad.
Okay.
That seems like that would be the best case scenario. But he would never go willingly. He's quite a stubborn man, that one.
I may have a plan if I can get your help.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Well, it's possible that I have this drinky passy out thing. That if we put it in his hot cocoa, then I'm really strong. I can pick him up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we could take him to my godfather and he'll know what to do.
Oh, okay.
We'll know how to best get him to the authorities without
Sure.
cause.
Okay. Um, would it hurt him?
No, not at all. He'll just he'll be sleeping, like
Oh, okay.
it's when he drinks too much.
Oh, sure. He does have
The eggnog problem.
Yes, thank you, dear. That's a good way to put it. Oh, okay. So,
I like eggnog.
eggnog. I make quite a good eggnog. If you'd like some, there's some in the fridge. Yes, Cog.
Can I pull out my candy cane sending
Yes.
candy cane walkie-talkie?
Yes.
And try to ring up Candies?
Yes. Candy, as Mrs. Claus is talking about her eggnog, you get a little bit of a buzz and a flash in your pocket that seems to be your candy cane walkie-talkie.
Oh, give me just 1 second. This thing is buzzing.
Oh, okay, dear.
Hello?
Hey, Candy, are you what update me? What's up?
You should come in.
Okay. We were actually right outside. We'll come in.
Okay.
Should we knock? Should we do a special knock? I'll knock 3 times.
Yeah, she knows everything.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. So I'll be in it. Okay. I'm gonna knock on the door 3 times.
Okay, Mrs. Claus comes and opens the door, and she looks very flustered, but she lets you inside, and she's like,
Do you need any Christmas cookies, milk, hot chocolate, anything?
No, we
Actually,
were just
I
with
would
Candy.
love- I was gonna say,
Slight change of plans. So,
Dear, were you saying something? That's your name,
I was
right?
gonna. Yes.
Okay.
I'm a really big fan.
Oh.
Can I have some of your hot chocolate? Because very good.
Absolutely, dear. Why don't you come over here?
and she brings you over to the kitchen, and she gets a mug out, and she pours her hot chocolate.
Now, do you like marshmallows in your hot chocolate, Ock?
Yes, please.
Okay, and she takes out, and she has these special marshmallows, and she has little tongs that she carefully places about 6 or 7, and she hands it to you.
Now you, dear, would you like anything?
And she's talking to Cog. You're muted, by the way.
Thank you. Sorry, there's a lot going on in my house right now.
Okay.
No, I'm fine. Spike will just find some place to curl up.
Before,
I'm good.
actually, hold on. Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna do something.
Okay, so, I've never done anything like this before. What do I do here?
Well, if you could, just put the vial in his eggnog.
The sleeping stuff.
Yes, yeah. It's just gonna knock him out. It's kind of like, when you need to when you well, how do I explain this? When you need the reindeer to calm down when they're getting a veterinary
really
exam.
NyQuil.
Sure, like when you're having trouble sleeping, and then
Yes.
and then you take this. Okay, sure.
Yeah, just a weensy beensy little bit stronger, but it'll be fine.
Okay. Now. Oh, Cog, your scarf is gone.
It was alive. Yeah, I didn't even know. I think he stunned a weasel and was like, "Here's your Christmas present." I know, crazy. He's somewhere.
Sorry, his scarf is actually our friend Willamin.
Oh.
He's working
Oh, I
with
didn't know
us.
we were-
He's gonna. Don't worry.
He's on Santa's pant leg.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dear.
That's why I was under the table. Remember? Because I was.
Dearie me.
yeah, don't worry. You're not crazy.
All right. So I'll make.
What time is it? And she checks, and it is nearing the end of the concert, actually, with the time it's taken for Candy and Mrs. Claus to walk down the factory and exit and get to the cabin and talk, and Mrs. Claus make hot cocoa and have this whole conversation. It's been about 45 minutes. So
I actually want to
Miss
ask
Claus,
Mr. Claus
do you-
a second
yes.
question.
So
By any chance, is there windows out of the house?
Oh yes.
Just in case.
We have one in our bedroom upstairs. Candy dear, did you say you wanted his list? Is that what you
Yes.
Yeah. Well, especially if we're gonna deliver the presents ourselves
Oh
and do all of
sure.
that, we need the naughty and nice list. But also, I kind of have an issue with the naughty and nice list because, he's been watching children.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
I bet you Santa himself is on that list.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
All right. Well.
And I just think, it's sad that we have like naughty children because they're just
yes.
trying to do their best and everyone deserves to be happy on Christmas.
Well, I absolutely agree, Candy dear. That's very nice of you to think. Now, okay, well, he keeps it in his vault, but he's never told me the password, but,
I
I
can get
think
through
we
that.
can figure it out.
oh, okay, well, okay, why don't you kids go upstairs, and I'll start making, the eggnog and the cookies.
Okay, so just a question. How comfortable are you with lying?
Well,
Because if you need me to, as uncomfortable as it makes me, I can be the one in charge of getting him the drink. As I can do.
Seduct him.
well,
It
no,
would
no,
be seduce him.
Seducted.
no offense, Candy dear, but I would rather not encourage his that side of him.
Extracurriculars.
Yeah, it wouldn't really be encouraging it because, it is gonna cause some problems for him.
I do think that you could be waiting in case there is a problem, but Santa doesn't pay very much attention to me, so I don't know if he would notice if there was a change in disposition. So, if we just act like everything is normal and he's just checking his list and I'm bringing the cookies and the eggnog, then it may be okay.
Okay. Well, if anything happens, just like holler and I'll come and I'll knock him out and then we'll give him the.
Okay, dear. I will definitely keep that in mind. At this time, Willamin, you have been on Santa's boot for quite some time. You have had to sit through all of Santa's comments under his breath about the costumes, about the music, about how, all of the pictures of himself are all over. Yes, Candy, yes.
Can we still communicate to him with the little walkie-talkie?
He would not be able to respond, but
he could hear it.
He could hear it, but do keep in mind, you would know this, it does flash.
Ooh.
When you call.
And make noise.
Yes.
Okay, so perhaps not.
Yes. Well, Cog and Auk, actually, you two would know that small things are quieter and at smaller frequencies. So there is a possibility that you could.
The concert's loud.
It is loud, so there's a possibility.
I'm not a person who gambles very often, so I don't think. I mean, you can try, but I don't think it's a very good idea. Gambling is made so that you would lose by chance.
Well, I think he knows what he's doing. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we should just go start working on the safe.
You know what? I believe in Willamin. With the power of Christmas spirit, we can get through this together.
Don't say that about he hates Christmas. He loathes it. He hates Santa.
No, I'm sure he loves Christmas. He just hates Santa.
I'm gonna send him a message. Because I'm not.
Oh no!
Okay.
All right.
Well,
are you trying to talk to him or try to send one of those text messages?
Well, I don't know if can he read?
No.
Good
Oh,
question.
no, he keeps his
Probably-
intelligence.
does keep his
It
intelligence.
says that I keep my intelligence score,
So he
so
can't read.
I can read.
Potentially, but he is a weasel, so being able to hold the candy cane to read the message could prove difficult.
Especially while clinging to a pant leg.
Yes. So.
Oh, I'm inside of a cuff.
Yeah, he's inside the fuzzy cuff of the. All right, so let me go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage. Ooh, so lucky. It's disadvantage.
Was it a nat 20?
That was a natural 20 and then a natural 2. Can I just say how lucky you guys are that the concert was going on when you attempted to do this?
Hogs in the
So-
chat, boys.
Yep.
Yes.
Coggers. So
Coggers
Coggers.
in the chat. Coggers in the
I'm just
chat,
gonna
please.
whisper
Okay.
and be like, "Hey, Willamin. So, change of plans. We sort of have Mrs. Claus on our side, so that's really helpful. She's gonna give him a poison, and then like it's gonna knock him out, and then we're all gonna go meet, and we're gonna have you like, talk to the reindeer, and then we're gonna set him free, and then we're gonna save Christmas ourselves. Okay, have fun inside the pant leg."
In response, you hear.
Great. And say he's on board.
Cool.
Perfect. Okay, so that is occurring, and Willamin, it is now down to the Tinsel Troop, which you remember Cog kind of having the pamphlet, and you were in his neck, and he was talking about it. They are the last group to perform. So, Ock, Candy, and Cog. Mrs. Claus has sent you guys up the stairs while she prepares the eggnog and the cookies. Upstairs, there are even more pictures of Santa and like paintings and art and everything. And
Narcissism.
when you get to the bedroom, it actually makes you sad because it was clearly decorated by Mrs. Claus. There is a big king-size bed, a Mr. and Mrs. with like hearts on the headboard. There's a few like paintings of them together, pictures from their wedding day. There's like little figurines of them like kissing each other, and it was very much definitely decorated by her. He has a desk that has a stack of papers and a lamp, and then a little like where you put your drink on it so that doesn't
coaster.
Coaster. Thank you very much. And there's a coaster for when the eggnog or hot chocolate or beverage of the day gets brought up, and then he has a closet that is currently closed.
It's in the closet,
according
right?
according to my calculations, I think that Mr. Santa is a little full of himself.
You mean narcissistic? He's narcissistic.
Well, narcissistic is full of himself. It is the definition.
Yeah, but I feel like you're trying to spare his feelings. He's narcissistic.
Well, no. Well, I mean,
He's narcissistic.
yes, he's narcissistic.
I'm gonna go
but
look
he
in
is
the
full of
closet.
himself.
Narcissistic.
Narcissism.
Yes.
Anna, we
that
can't
thing.
hear you.
Ha ha ha. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Go ahead and make
I try to help.
What were you
I
saying?
try to
Mark?
help Candy Cane say narcissistic.
Okay, perfect.
Well, actually, the closet for the.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Cog, really quick, as you're opening the closet.
It couldn't be an investigation.
Sure.
Okay. 18.
Okay. As you're like going over to the closet and you're kind of looking around to open it, you see faintly etched in runes on the closet door.
So, Mr. Ock, there's ruins. I feel like this is your area of expertise.
Well, let's see. And I start looking at the runes
Okay.
by chance if I understand them.
Mm-hmm. Can I get an Arcana check, please?
Yes, I can give you that. 20.
Very good. So, this is a Glyph of Warding spell. You rolled fairly high, so you can tell
I
that...
also have Glyph of Warding in my spell.
Right, so you know that Glyph of Warding can do a few things. You can attach a spell to it so that when there is a trigger, a spell is detonated, for lack of a better word. And it can also let people know, like, alert people that this has gone off.
So he would know. We need to dispel it.
Well, here, this is a Glyph of Warding, and it will either explode, or it will let whoever cast it know that it's been set off. Problem is that I do not have a dispel spell. So
That's so great, because neither do I.
What if I just break it with a great axe?
We're not gonna do that. Hannah, is there any way that I can disarm the Glyph of Warding, or...
So, since you have the Glyph of Warding spell, I would allow you to make another Arcana check to see if at the very least you could lessen the effects of the spell attached to it.
Could I give him help? Because I'm pretty proficient in Arcana as well.
Sure. What's your Arcana modifier?
I have +7.
Yeah, and Artificers have wizard spells, right? So that would make sense for you. Sure, yeah.
They're half
I have
wizard casters.
I have a question. Can knock help with this?
arcane
No,
locks, right?
it just...
Knock is specifically to unlock something.
Yeah.
Locks.
Cool.
This
I'll
is
roll-
just...
All right, so you
warding.
may make an Arcana check with advantage.
Cool. Okay. Natural 20.
Very
24.
nice. Okay.
You love that.
So
I rolled a 2 as well. So
Good.
So natural
Good,
20 was very good. Okay.
Nat
so
20 in the chat.
you manage to lessen the effects of the runes. You are not able to completely dispel it, but you know that the effects will be much less than they would be before, so it's probably much safer to open at this point.
But someone will
I'm not
still...
able-
So
Someone will still be alerted.
with that high of an Arcana check, you can determine that this is not an alerting glyph and is more a glyph meant to deter someone trying to get into the closet.
So, luckily for us, this is not one of those alerting glyphs. It's just one of those big glowing up ones. But luckily, I'm able to lessen the effect of it. So as I tinker around and right around the.
So
the
as you open it, you are just hit with a much weaker form of the Stinking Cloud spell. It smells really bad, but it is only a 10-foot sphere as opposed to 20, and it doesn't completely overpower the senses. It just is not a pleasant smell.
Oh, did you
yeah,
fart?
No,
Oh,
it's
God.
It's a really bad smelling cloud. I don't know why this is the time that.
Control yourself. I just blame it on him.
I'm like, that's not very nice. And I'm and I dispel it and I look into the.
And the cloud is lingering for a little bit, but you do know Mrs. Claus did mention that there was a window in the bedroom, and there is one on the opposite side of the room.
I can open a window.
Please.
Open,
Oh, God.
Candy.
Go and open the window.
Perfect. It opens very easily, especially since you're strong. If it did have a little bit of slack, then you were able to just get it open really easily.
Great.
So inside is a fairly large vault in the side of the closet, and it is red and green with gold little mechanisms. And you can see that there is a keypad for a passcode with 4 number slots, and a key lock, like for an actual key to be used.
So I can use knock here, right?
Yes. For something that requires 2 passcodes, knock would be able to get rid of the need for one of them.
Okay. I can also work my way around the key. I have thieves' tools. Being really good with technology, which this seems to be more technology based than magic. Would I know anything more that's helpful for this?
Basically what you can see is it requires a pin of 4 numbers and a key that is most likely on Santa's person.
Okay, Cog.
So,
I think you're gonna be up after me, so I'm gonna use knock on the passcode portion of the lock.
You are able to basically you hover your hand and you cast the spell, and just for flavor effects, 4 numbers light up that kind of like recognize the past times they've been clicked. It is 1024, and then that part clicks and makes a slight like compressing sound, leaving the time for the key next.
okay.
Cog, it's your turn, and I'll kind of like pinch my nose and like walk out.
And I will use right tool for the job.
Okay.
And I think I only have Tinker's tools, but I can with right tool for the job. Where is it? With thieves' tools or artisan tools in hand. Actually, I do have thieves' tools.
Okay.
You can magically create 1 set of artisan's tools.
So you have thieves' tools already, or you need to make them?
No, I think I have Tinker's tools, which is an artisan tool.
Okay.
So I can make those into thieves' tools with right tool for the job.
Okay. How long does that take?
It requires no action, so quick.
Okay. You are able to...
The creation using right tool for the job, because this is the same thing that Talia has, it takes an hour to make the tool.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Cool. So that's not gonna work then.
Can I use?
Oh wait, I actually do have these tools because I have a bunch of tools. I have like calligraphers, smiths, thieves.
That means
tinkers,
that
and
those are ones that
woodcarvers.
you're proficient with, not that you
I know.
currently have.
Okay, well then I guess we're fucked. Yeah, I have Tinker's tools. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. I realize Cog, is something wrong in there?
I don't have thieves' tools. I thought I could do this quickly, but it's gonna take a little bit longer.
Well, I guess this will have to do. I'm gonna cast another knock spell onto the lock.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check really quick to see just something for me.
14.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You are able to, you hear another click, although this one, it takes a little bit longer. It's almost like the spell
There's
is...
magic.
Yeah. But you are able to bypass whatever was put into place for that, and you hear a click and a whirl as like the inner circle like rotates and the safe is open.
What's inside?
I kind of take a deep breath out and I'm like, I wish you were a little bit more prepared for this. That was really scary.
You know what? I would have been if I knew it took an hour. I'm gonna look inside. What's inside?
Okay. Inside is is what appears to be Santa's gear. There's a big, like, Santa's bag, there's boots, there's his hat, there's a spool of ribbon, there's some gloves with a ring on the top, and there's a big book in the center.
Okay, so I'm gonna take everything out and lay it on the floor. Do I have to cast Identify individually for each one?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long does Identify take?
If you're casting it as a ritual, it's 10 minutes per item.
Okay.
If you're using the spell slots, it's 1 minute per item.
So I'm gonna use. So what's there again? There's the hat.
There's the hat. There's the boots. There's the a spool of ribbon. There's a ring on top of his gloves, and then there's the list.
Okay, so out of that, which I'm pretty good at identifying magic items just like by looking at them. Can I tell which ones are magic and which ones might just be apparel?
Make an Arcana check really quick.
Okay, I get +10 to this because it's a magic
You
item.
just like took all of it and put it in the bag, and we figured out what they do later.
25.
You can guess that almost everything is magic.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, put the list aside. We know we need it. Don't need to identify it. Hat and boots. Or I'll do. How long until 8 o'clock? How long do I have till 8 o'clock?
There is a little cute clock on one of the desks, and it's 7:55.
Okay, so I can kind of do this while they're downstairs because I'm assuming that'll take a little bit. I'm gonna cast Identify, a ritual on the, and then use 3 spell slots to cast Identify on the ring, ribbon, and hat.
God.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So the boots after we'll get back to that actually. Willamin.
Okay, cool.
The concert ends and Santa spends a few minutes like thanking the performers, thanking those around him, accepting the praise of people that are telling him what a great job he's doing this Christmas, everything like that, until he checks his watch and realizes it's almost time and starts to stand up and head back out of the factory towards his cabin.
Okay. I'm hanging out.
Yep.
Would you say that he makes it to his cabin by 8 o'clock?
I would say almost exactly by 8 o'clock he makes it to his cabin.
All right, as soon as he walks in the door, I'm forcefully transformed back into a Firbolg.
Love that.
Because we used all 2 hours.
Oh no, now we can't slip in the poison. Cool. I'm still identifying.
Yep,
We're
you're
just forcefully ingested in him. So
you're upstairs identifying. You're
so
still...
as I suddenly turn 8 feet tall, right behind him, or partially on top of him, can I make a check to grapple him?
Sure. It happens very quickly. If this doesn't work, though,
Would you say that he is surprised?
I would say he's surprised, but it's still contesting, right?
Yeah, it is.
Spike is still down with you guys, by the way.
Athletics.
I left Spike downstairs, I think.
That is an 18?
Well, he got a 16. He is currently successfully grappled and very surprised. And
do I hear any of this, by the way?
most likely, because you can hear both Mrs. Claus making noise that this was not part of the plan, and Santa kind of like calling to Mrs. Claus, like, Marge, could you help me out? And she's just kind of like,
I've got him in in the triangle headlock, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry, Mrs. Claus. We don't victim blame where I'm from. I'm gonna keep him held.
Okay.
I hear this, and I'm like, Cog, keep doing what you're doing. Candy, you can stay here. I'm gonna go check what's downstairs.
I think it might actually be a better idea if I go, because I'm actually strong.
Well, I need to make sure that...
You can both go. I'm fine up here.
Okay,
I'm
I
going
I go downstairs. I start running.
I'm going to cast Earthbind.
Okay.
So he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
But he's grappled, so...
But he's already grappled,
So,
so I don't know what that would do.
Let me see. Does he make it with disadvantage, or is that an automatic fail?
I
there
think
might
that
be an
that
automatic
is
fail.
up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also.
Let me see.
Because
he
this
is fairly strong.
This essentially just restrains them in place.
Yeah. Well, he fails anyway. That was a 2 and then a 3.
Great.
So.
Love that
So-
for him.
Wait, this is one more.
And I very gently loosen my headlock as you see like bands of yellow energy wrap him up and hold him in place.
Perfect. Mrs. Claus, Candy, and Ock, as you go downstairs, you can see Mrs. Claus kind of shaking with the eggnog and the cookies as Willamin is now no longer a weasel and has kind of trapped Santa in his tracks.
I'm gonna ask
Candy-
Mrs. Claus to hand me the eggnog.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Candy, do your thing. I'm gonna make sure that Santa doesn't escape through the front door, and I'm gonna cast Glyph of Warding on the door.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna walk up to Santa.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast command and say, drink.
Okay. That is
Ooh.
a wisdom, right?
Wisdom of 15.
All right, let's see.
He's so jolly and wise.
That is 14. That is 14.
Hey, knock him out.
Okay.
As she walks over towards Santa and casts command on him, I'm going to notice that Mrs. Claus is distressed. I'm going to cast Druidcraft to make a little flower appear in my hand. And I'm going to be like, it's okay.
Oh,
I promise that he'll be all right.
thank you, dear. And she holds it. Candy, why don't you go ahead and roll the 4d6 to see how many hours Santa will be incapacitated.
4d6.
Mm-hmm.
46.
4d6.
4d6?
4d6 hours.
That's minimum 4 hours. That gives us more than enough time.
Mhm.
Maximum 24 hours. That's good. Knocked out for a whole day, man.
Weird. Guess I need a
By
different.
the-
To go to my other dice bag. I'm missing a d6.
By the way, I'm gonna.
Oh, I found it.
I'm gonna make Glyph of Warding a lightning damage rune.
Okay.
Explosion rune.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Encode Thoughts and tell the passwords to, and I'm gonna cast it twice, and I'm gonna point with it's in the air. I'm gonna point at Willamin and Candy, and I'm gonna tell them the password is snow. So for whenever they pass through the door, they don't trigger the. And you know what? Just for safe measure, I'm going to also cast it on Mrs. Claus.
Okay, good.
Tell her the password.
Good.
So she doesn't just get destroyed by
Yeah.
lightning out of
Yes.
nowhere.
Candy, what did you roll?
Y'all ready for this?
Oh no.
Oh God.
I rolled 2 6s and 2 5s, so that's 22 hours.
So
Yeah! He's gone. He's conked.
That's
Santa will be incapacitated for 22 hours.
Love that for
Excellent.
us.
So, Cog, what did you cast it on again? You cast it on the boots and then the ring.
So I did the ritual on the boots,
Uh-huh.
and then I did the 3 on first the ring, then the ribbon, then the hat.
Excellent. So,
And the casting, when I didn't cast it as a ritual, it all took 1 minute. So.
okay. So while all of that was occurring and Santa was commanded to drink the eggnog and Willamin has been
Yes.
restraining, the boots are boots of the Winterlands. It does require attunement, but they basically would give Santa resistance to cold damage, ignoring difficult terrain created by ice or snow, and allowing him to tolerate temperatures of up to negative 100 degrees when wearing them and heavy clothes. So it basically would help with him delivering presents. The
Cool.
hat is actually a holiday helm of comprehend languages that has been decorated by Mrs. Claus and made into his hat that would just allow him to understand the languages of kids from all over the world to figure out
Can I
what they
just
want
say
for
something?
Christmas.
She got into my dice tray.
Excellent.
Sorry, continue.
The spool of ribbon is actually a ribbon rope of climbing. It has the strength of regular rope, but it is disguised as like a spool of ribbon that you would wrap with.
Cool.
And so it has all of the details that a rope of climbing would, and the ring is a ring of reindeer influence.
Okay, so putting that reindeer influence ring on for right now, because I don't think it requires an attunement.
No, it does not.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna gather everything up and come downstairs. Guys!
Are you putting
I have presents!
Are you putting it in the sack, or are you just carrying them?
Oh, there's a sack.
Yeah.
Oh, was the sack magical, or was it just a sack?
The sack itself was regular, but as you open it to put stuff inside, there's a tiny pouch inside.
Take out the pouch. Or is it, like, connected to it?
It's not connected. It was just inside of it.
Take out the pouch. Open the pouch.
It's a Santa's sack of holding to help hold more presents.
Okay,
Adorable.
I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Perfect.
And then I'm gonna put everything in the bigger sack. I'm keeping the Santa sack of holding for myself.
I noticed that
I'm not downstairs yet. I would have identified that upstairs when I opened the bag.
Okay.
What'd you say, Candy?
I said, shouldn't he just put everything in the Santa sack of holding, because that's the whole purpose
But he
of...
wants to keep it for himself.
Yeah, I want the Santa sack of holding.
Okay.
I sling the sack over my shoulder and I creep downstairs.
Okay.
Hannah,
Guys,
presents.
presents!
Do I notice Cog having things in his pockets by any chance?
What's your perception again? Your passive?
I mean,
My passive
normal
perception,
stuff.
I think it's a 19.
Yeah, you can
Oh, wait,
notice
it's, yeah,
that he
it's a
has the bag and that he looks like he just robbed a bank pretty much with a smile on his face, and he's
But
like,
I also have a giant sack over my shoulder,
yes,
so...
yes.
Hey, Cog, what'd you find?
I found a hat. Helps you understand things. Boots that you have to attune to, so we can't use them. Ribbon of climbing, and I found this ring of reindeer influence. So it could help getting us out of here, but then we should probably destroy it. I also found a sack of holding, but it's mine.
Well, we'll determine that when we get to Yellow Snow.
I think that ring there is an extremely manipulative item and shouldn't be used by anyone.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Cog said he was going to destroy it.
yeah. I was just saying, if we have trouble getting out of here, just the once, because we gotta get here soon. You know.
Well,
Anyway.
anyway.
No, Willamin, I believe in you. I don't think we'll need to use the ring. I think you can do it yourself.
So there's no windows on the lower floor, right?
On
I
the
can
lower
also help
floor,
you.
no.
But anyway,
Okay.
so
Can I go back up? Oh,
What was on the list again? We need to get Santa's list. We need to get Santa.
Santa's
anything-
list,
Well,
anything
we've
else?
got Santa.
Yeah, we got Santa, we got the list, we got a bunch of other goodies that we can give our employer, because this is a bad guy. And I'm gonna run back upstairs and look out the window. Do I see Peppermint Patrol?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I'd
like to point out,
Um,
Santa is unconscious but still held standing up.
Can I
He's-
just say?
Can I just try to lift him pick him up?
Well, he's still in the Earthbind. I think that.
I'll go ahead and drop the spell, and
Okay. Just make an
I'll wait
athletics
until
check, Candy.
Okay.
I'll wait until Candy's right there so he doesn't fall to the ground. I don't want to distress Mrs. Claus.
Oh,
Yes.
that's not great. It's only a 13.
You're
Oh, no.
you're able to carry him, but he's like a big.
Can I drop him and try again?
Yes.
Can I
Mrs.
try to
Claus,
help? I'm
yes.
very good at carrying things.
Yeah.
The 16.
You can roll with advantage in case you get higher than that with Willamin helping you.
Okay. That's a nat 20, so 28.
Yeah.
So
I told you I'm good at carrying things.
So you're able to get him up, but it instantly becomes almost effortless as Willamin picks up his legs and helps you out with that. Mrs. Claus is just kind of like biting her nails, like this is very stressful for her. Cog, what was your perception check again?
15. It was 16 minus 1.
So it seems that there are still a ton of gnomes that are still in the factory now that the concert has ended, and that Santa left a little bit before everyone so he could start checking his list again.
For sure. So I think now's our time. We could throw him in the sack of holding. Wait, that's not
That
gonna
would
raise-
kill him.
Yeah.
Out of character.
In the bigger
that
sack.
would kill him.
The bigger sack?
10
Could
minutes. He'd have
could
10
the
minutes.
bigger sack fit Santa? Is he too big for the
Potentially.
bigger sack?
He
I'm like,
the bigger sack is literally meant to hold like thousands of presents. It's kind of dragging behind you as you're like carrying it.
How tall is Santa?
He's about
Because
6 feet tall.
Okay, I'd be a little bit taller than him, but I can make myself look like Santa.
yes, and then carry Santa in the bag.
Or what if, okay, because we have Mrs. Claus with us, if someone catches us and they're like, what's going on? We can say that Santa is very sick and we have to take his sleigh to get him to a doctor.
I think that could work.
Hannah, do I think this is a good idea?
Make an intelligence check.
do I ever think this is a good idea? Okay, intelligence check. So is that just my intelligence modifier?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I think this is a fantastic idea. It's a 9.
Excellent. Yeah, you think that could work? I mean, with Mrs. Claus with you, she is very pleasant and almost every worker really likes her. So
If people get suspicious of me, I can turn invisible.
I don't think that's a good
Boom.
idea. I think you should still stay a Santa.
I want to
until
see
the
you
very
turn
last
invisible.
minute.
That's so cool.
While that's very cool, I agree. I think it's very cool. However, I think it'd be very alarming if Santa suddenly disappeared into thin air.
It's magic.
Oh, I'm turning into Santa. Okay.
I thought that was the plan. No,
I didn't know if you guys liked that idea.
I
think
love
that's a
that
good idea.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my free use of disguise self, and I'm gonna turn into a Santa that's about 8 inches taller than actual Santa.
While
Oh,
he's
no,
doing this, can I start like
He's
with my
gross.
weak ass? Just start pushing Santa into this sack.
I just
Very like comedically.
yes.
can I just put him in the bag?
Yes, with Willamin helping you, it is actually quite easy to get him inside of it since he literally is incapacitated. Although, actually, it's a little harder than it would be because he's literally dead weight and he's like probably
Rigor mortis is setting in.
over 300 pounds. So just
Rigor
make
mortis.
another athletics check to see how much trouble you have getting him in the back.
With advantage because he's helping me.
Yes.
We're not gonna fight anyone, are we? We just pulled this off so
I'm
flawlessly.
sorry, Marge. It must be really distressing to see your husband put your husband in a
25.
sack.
Did you say 25, Candy? Yeah, you're able.
It's definitely newer, but if this will
The best. I just cursed.
if this will save Christmas and help the children, then I suppose it's the right thing to do.
From what I'm told, I think this will save Christmas, Mrs. Claus.
Okay, that's comforting. What next? The reindeer?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so.
Oh, okay. I recommend for the three of you that are not dressed as Santa, I would walk behind him, maybe to appear like he's leading you somewhere if we're seen.
Cool.
And Willamin, dear, just be careful with a dancer. He's quite pretentious and even gives Santa a hard time most of the time.
I'm quite good at talking to animals, but I appreciate the heads up.
All right, thank you.
And she starts leading you out of the cabin. The reindeer barn is only about 20 feet away. It is quite cold and it has started to snow now, but
I miss my mink collar.
the barn has that padlock on it, and Mrs. Claus is like,
Oh dear, I forgot. In the bag, his belt. He has his keys.
Here, just open it. I'll climb in. Can I climb in?
yes. Make an investigation check with disadvantage because it's really dark in this bag and he's really large.
Can I just pick up like I don't know, something I have on me?
You
I
have
probably
your
have,
goggles
like...
on, so you have dark vision?
Oh yeah, I do have dark vision.
True. I mean, it makes it so that you can see outlines, but it's not like, so...
I can make light though.
True.
Can I just do magical tinkering?
Sure.
Just on like the ring, I guess, the ring
It
of
has
ring.
to be unmagical.
The sack starts glowing, and I'm just
It has to
like,
be an unmagical
Or
item.
I'll just do it on I don't know. I probably have something that like a little gear or something
I
that I
mean,
keep
just
on
yeah.
me.
just make an investigation
Yeah,
check.
just make an investigation check. It'll be okay.
Okay, not bad. 14.
So, you are able... It is not a pleasant time being in this sack with Santa. He is a very large man, and the toxin that incapacitated him also made him sweat. So it's not the best smelling. You have to lift his arm and just get that really great BO armpit smell until you make your way to his belt and you can hear the jingle of his keys and take it off and retrieve them. But that was probably
the things I do for my family.
one of the grossest things you've ever had to do, I'd say.
God.
I'm gonna go ahead and as I open the sack to let him out again, I'm gonna go ooh and use Druidcraft to make it smell like lavender for the next hour.
Good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, not on me, on the sack. Great. Cool. Love that for me. Okay, I got the keys.
Okay. Well, there's a ton of keys on it, so Mrs. Claus will be like,
Oh, if I could, dearie.
thank you. And she, like, moves it all the way down until there's one that has, like... These keys are all very cheesily decorated. I don't know if any of you have ever had a key that has, like, a skin on it that's decorated it. This one looks like Rudolph.
Oh, God.
And she puts it into the padlock, and it clicks, and you are able to open the barn. Immediately... You can smell hay, you can smell usual smells to be expected in a barn, and
Deer poo.
Home.
yes.
Oh, God.
And fur.
Oh, no.
There's a barrel immediately as you enter labeled carrots, and 2 rows of stable rooms. At the other end of the barn is something big beneath a tarp, and suddenly you can hear the clamping of hooves, and like a reindeer sticks his head out and kind of gestures to be pet. He moves his head sideways to make it easier to get around his horns, to like scratch behind his ears. And as you approach Willamin, you can see that this is Cupid, named rightly so, as he very much enjoys attention.
I'm gonna give him a little scratch behind the ears. Since we're inside the barn now, I'm gonna drop my Santa appearance.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, well, hello again, friend.
At first, there is a slight, shock factor as you completely change appearance, but then the comfortability has returned. Go ahead and make an animal handling check with advantage, just to see how he does.
Ooh, all right. I can definitely do that. That is a 17 and a 21.
Perfect. So you are easily able to scratch him behind the ears, and he kind of like at you, he taps your head with his horn gently, but also like gestures to his water bowl, which is filthy. They're like the odds of having clean water in the past couple days, little to none.
You poor
I also
thing.
see this,
Mm-hmm.
and I help Willamin clean out the water bowl for Cupid.
He do you cast Speak with Animals, Willamin, by chance, just for flavor?
I can, but Circle of the Shepherd actually is a thing where I can understand basic thoughts from most animals.
All right, good. So, without having to cast the spell, the best way I can describe finally having clean water, the thought is equivalent to Gordon Ramsay's, like, finally, some good fucking food. Like, it's
no.
As Cupid looks over at the bowl before we clean it, he goes, "It's fucking raw!"
Yeah, he's like, yeah, where's the lamb sauce? Like, and he just goes, at this time, now that Cupid has fresh water, the other reindeer kind of coming out to see what's going on. Dancer has not. He's like staying back with his head kind of in the corner, but you do see a faint red glow on the other end of the barn.
I would like to give each and every one of them equal attention, but I don't know if we have the time for that.
I will help Willamin give them equal attention. How about that? Because I am I love Christmas.
You know what we can do? We can have a kind of group animal handling check where we go around and we see what everyone gets.
Why do you
just
think
so you know,
I
I do have advantage.
Yes.
When it comes to influencing animals.
Yes.
So
Good, because I would have disadvantage because
Mrs.
I
Claus,
made an animal.
Yeah, Mrs. Claus got a 19 because she knows them. So Mrs. Claus can also help you, and she actually is able to help Dancer. She kind of like talks to him like her son almost a little bit, like, now Dancer, I know you want water. You want a carrot too? Don't you give me that. And she's like kind of scolding him like a mother would if you were misbehaving. And eventually through like certain petting, certain like phrases, he like reluctantly turns around and like will take the water, and like it's kind of one of those like, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna enjoy it very much attitude. So what did everyone else get?
26.
Very nice.
21.
Very nice.
21.
Cool.
Oh, 19.
Very nice. Cog.
Sorry, my
You're
mom was
good.
talking to me. Animal handling?
Yes.
Okay. 4.
That's
Minus, minus 1.
That's
so
okay
3.
because the majority of the group did really well. You are not very experienced with living animals. Metal animals are much
No, I'm
easier
not.
to handle.
They are.
You approach Blitzen, and you kind of like hold your hand out to him, but you get really scared and you accidentally almost slap him, and he moves his head, because at first he was very much excited for clean water, but then you kind of like and he moves his head out of the way and like doesn't actually bite your fingers, but like nips a little bit, and like kind of like bares his teeth a little and like moves to the side and waits for one of your friends to come by.
Can I help him out a little bit? I'm gonna
Sure.
like, you know, his name means lightning.
And
That's even more terrifying somehow.
Yeah, he like touches his horn on your head, Willamin, again, and like allows you, Cog, to try to pet him again, gently this time. And it goes much better now that Willamin is helping. And at this time, all of the reindeer are kind of like waiting at the pen. And you guys have noticed, those of you other than Willamin that have not been in here before, these pens look like they were meant for baby reindeer that just never were renovated to be big enough for them. Dancer, in order to turn around, had to literally just shuffle.
3-point turn.
Literally 3-point turn many
A million
times.
point turn.
And not just that, these reindeer look to be adults. They live longer than regular reindeer in our lives. But these signs for their names look like they're at least 100 years old. There is no guarantee that this is the first Prancer. No guarantee that this is the first Blitzen. And it just seems like this was not a priority for Santa to keep nice.
Can I
Poor
use
creatures.
passive investigation to kind of see how old these pens are and how old the reindeers are?
Sure. Well, you could make an investigation check as well. So you know that although Santa appears human, he has this kind of enchantment that has allowed him to live a very long time. And he first got the baby reindeer when he first got started at least 200 years ago. And this pen was probably built then and has seen better days. And the odds, like I said, of the age, of the wood, of the sign, of the paint being all cracked, these reindeer are probably the second or third batch that have been given these names.
Well, I mean, if you guys didn't know, these guys aren't the first reindeer that the songs have been talking about. So, yeah, these guys have seen better days. I kind of relay that information to the party.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right, friends. Let's just get him out of here.
On the other end, Willamin, is what, you've never seen it yourself, but you know it's there. You know that Santa keeps his sleigh in the barn as well, and it's most likely underneath the tarp that's on the other side past the reindeer.
This is what I'm waiting for.
I'm gonna dramatically pull the tarp away, like in Meet the Robinsons with the time machine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Inside is a huge, shiny red sleigh that has a ton of buttons on the front. There's a big, almost like the bed of a truck that the sack usually sits in, and then there's the seat that has a seat belt and handlebars, and yeah.
I cannot wait to drive this.
You said you're driving this.
Are you sure that you should? You're not very good with animals.
That's what I was saying.
This is a technological thing. I think the animals pull it,
Yeah.
but I think...
No, the animals do pull it.
All right, gang. I'm gonna turn to the reindeer and kind of pull them all together, make sure that they're all fed and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that they're...
Dancer is the only one that kind of if you go on, the reins are, that's what I meant to say. The reins are sitting on the seat. They've been waiting there. And the only reindeer that kind of gives you a little trouble by moving his head is Dancer. But eventually he lets you hook it to him and he's fine.
I want to impersonate Mrs. Claus as I put the reins on him and be like, well, Dancer, don't give me any of that.
And he finally lets you do it. You get them in order with Ox assistance. You know the order that the reindeer usually go in. Rudolph at the front, of course, which is there as well. And Mrs. Claus tells you,
there's a little runway outside. It's a little iced over, but usually you get a running start, and Santa has to say the phrase that inspires the reindeer and gets them to fly. So if we want to, get the sleigh outside, then I'm sure we could get that going.
All right.
And Cog, you can see, just as you are like looking at the machinery itself, that the reindeer do the majority of the heavy lifting and the flying, but there is a button that allows for like a compressor in the back to just assist with the weight of it, and that there is a hole for a key.
Miss Claus, is there a key?
Oh yes.
And she goes through and like the hundreds of little keys on it, and then hands it to you. And she looks to you, Candy, and is like,
Do you want to sit in the back with me? It's much more scenic. You get to see almost everything.
I would be happy to.
All right.
She's coming with us.
Oh.
Are you? Did you? I mean, I assumed you would stay here to take care of,
I
No,
things while
she's
Santa was
coming with
gone.
us because we have to get her out of this bad environment.
Well, I thought the bad environment was Santa. Now that
Well,
he's
well,
dealt with,
I
she
was
could take over here.
I was expecting to come back. Once we've kind of figured this out. The
Okay.
Peppermint
Well, then
Patrol, I'm
Do you want to
afraid.
stay here
I'm
then?
sure that Birdman can arrange that.
Oh, yes. The only thing is the Peppermint Patrol, my husband's guard. I'm afraid they may know everything that was going on here, so they may have a problem with what we're doing. They always did kind of weird things that I didn't agree with, so I have a feeling they would still try to stop us. So we may want to just go and come back.
Well, you hang on just 1 second. And
I'm sure it's fine if you come with us. I was just saying, like, I mean, someone's gonna need to stay here to take over this place so it doesn't fall a ruin.
Sure. I can stay here. Well,
I take out, I like kind of climb back in the bag, and I take out
Are
the.
they
it
gonna
smells
hurt
like
you,
lavender
or are
in
you
there
gonna
now.
be able
It
to tell
does.
them, like,
I pull out
well,
the hats and the boots.
mhm.
Okay, you can go ahead.
There, I don't know. I'll probably be fine. I can possibly cause a distraction and help you kids. If you want to just get going.
I pull out the hat, the boots, and the ribbon, and I take the bag out of my pocket. Why don't you be the new Santa?
Oh, would you look at that? Was this in his vault? I never got to see it. He never told me the password or
Yeah.
anything.
The only thing that's left is the reindeer thing, but I don't think you'll need that.
Oh,
We're gonna destroy it.
Probably not. That sounds like a good idea. Well,
But if you do run into any trouble, those could help you escape if you need
thank
to.
you very much.
Yeah.
Is there any way for me to contact you kids? Make sure everything's okay? Make sure you get there?
I give her my candy cane sending stone. We'll send you a message on that
Okay.
when we get back safe.
Okay.
It might
sounds
deactivate after a while, but we'll make sure to send you a message that everything's good and update you.
good. Perfect. All right. You go now. I'll go deal with the patrol.
Now, Mrs. Claus,
Yes, Willamin?
do you mind if I assist a little bit in the renovation of these reindeer pens?
I would like nothing more than that. I actually wasn't really allowed in the barn very much. I didn't realize how little space these kids have. I would love for you to help me out with that.
Wonderful. I'm sure that we'll be back with the sleigh sometime soon.
All right, now you kids hurry
I
up
also,
now.
I also want to help out, just in general. Maybe
Oh,
with
of course, Og.
maybe with like general management, because I think I have a lot of very good ideas. I study a
think-
lot.
I think this could be a wonderful opportunity to actually work with toy companies instead of against them. Who was it that you work for now? You said anybody in particular? Maybe if you see them, you could let them know that there could be a possible partnership now instead of a rivalry.
We'll let them know.
Oh, excellent. All right, you kids, hurry up now. And she kind of starts, like, ushering the reindeer out of the door. It's at this time that one of the reindeer, Comet, like, turns his head to Willamin and, like, is kind of, like, communicating, like, you kind of have to, like, say the thing for us to fly.
Let's see if I remember it. Let's get in.
You all get situated into the sleigh, and Mrs. Claus leads you to the runway area.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, and Rudolph, you know what to do.
And with that, the reindeer start to run and fly away. It is at this time you turn around, you can see the Peppermint Patrol is running from the factory towards the sleigh, but Mrs. Claus is kind of standing there with her hands up, and that's all you can see as they go out of view. You do make it home, and Mr. Finch is very happy with you. You get all of your money. You don't know what happens to Santa. He takes him to his office, and that's the last you hear of him.
Oh.
A few minutes after
Uncle...
he goes into the office, we hear a...
Uncle?
Yeah.
I think Santa's workshop is going to be under new management soon enough. And Mrs. Claus actually was wondering if you guys could come to an agreement on working together instead of against.
What do you think of that? I think that would be a wonderful opportunity. What do you kids think?
Well, it was sort of our ideas.
Well, that's...
It was actually our idea.
Well, that's a great idea, Candy. That was very, very smart of you to think of there. I'm very proud of you kids, very proud that we got this under control. We got that, the big guy out, new management in. Thank you, guys.
And I didn't have to break anything.
Is that so? Well, that's very impressive given your reputation. You know, breaking things is usually a day's work, but, you guys need anything else from me, or can we just say job well done?
Oh, I'm just gonna destroy this later. It's a ring of reindeer control.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I was just gonna... I'll take it down to the forge and, you know, figure it out.
For sure. If you want to shape it into anything else you want, you know, go crazy with it.
Oh, cool. Like with the metal, not the enchantment.
Yeah. And
got it.
with that, we'll do a little bit of, like, exposition to see what happens. So you guys get all your money. Auk, you get a permanent position, actually, as, like, the representative for Yellow Snow Toy Co. at Santa's workshop to make sure that there is, like, good communication being done. Mrs. Claus is now paying for the toys that Yellow Snow Toy Co. creates and designs and credits them whenever needed. Candy, you are head performer at the concert, but it's much more tasteful because it's run by Mrs. Claus now, and the performers get to perform what they want, wearing what they want, instead of you discover Santa picked out the costumes. And you also visit the North Pole frequently to make sure everything's good with that. Willamin, you managed to help Mrs. Claus in renovating a fantastic barn for the reindeer. And also, you make it so that the reindeer can graze and fly however they'd like throughout the year, and that on Christmas is when they fly for delivering of the presents. Cog, you managed to continue working with your uncle with the clockwork toys, and with the assistance of Mrs. Claus and other gnomes that are good at clockwork, you managed to come up with bigger, more fantastical designs than you ever have in your career.
And with that, that is the one shot.
Woo!
Bravo! Bravo!
I'm very impressed. There were a few points where if the rolls were any worse, that could have been pretty bad.
Yeah. Next time, just fighting everyone, just killing the entire workshop.
Yep.
I was full on planning to use the spell Call Lightning to destroy the barn after we left, but Mrs. Claus was friendly, so...
She was also in the barn, or right outside of it. That would have been so funny.
Oh, that's another thing. What you guys discover later is that Mrs. Claus is actually trained, has been taking self-defense classes for, years. And she's a monk, and actually was able to fend off the Peppermint Patrol, and get that under control. Exactly.
Wait, what way was she?
Let me see what I chose.
Way of the peppermint.
I'm pretty sure.
Way of the form elements ice.
I'm pretty sure I chose. Let me see. I chose. Oh, way of the Kensei.
You're telling me that Mrs. Claus had a big ass daikatana on her back and we just didn't notice?
Basically, if combat was necessary, I'll tell you this because it's over and because it's fun. She would have removed her skirt to show that she had pants and been able to.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted.
Yes. So,
did we do what you expected, or what did you think was going to happen?
It was very different. I've run this before. It was very different because, first off, with the backstory presented to me, you had an invitation to the concert. The previous group did not, so there was that. And, you guys stayed together most of the time, although Willamin was, attached to Santa's boot. He was just, keeping tabs on him, not necessarily, doing anything, whereas before, the group was completely split up, and they were doing different things, and,
oh, no.
But, yeah, it was, you guys, your roles were really good, and the fact that you had connections made it so that the Peppermint Patrol wasn't really on your tail a lot of the time. But,
thank you, Evan.
Yeah, so,
I went into it, I was like, I want to fight everyone, and then we fought no one.
I'm so glad I brought really, really useful spells.
Yeah, good.
I didn't even know. I was so crazy.
But even if you hadn't used knock on the pin, you would have known it. Just doing some Christmas trivia in your head. It was 1402, which is the wedding date of Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Cute.
And you would have known that piece of information.
That's so cute.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's the Christmas one shot. I hope you guys had a really great time. I had a great time.
It was fun.
I had a great time.
Good. Tomorrow is Jett's birthday, and so that's what we were kind of doing this for. And it was very fun for me. I love one-shots, I love DMing, and I love the concept for this. Mr. Finch is probably one of my favorite NPCs I've ever made. But,
so cool.
I hope that everybody watching has a safe and happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. And we will see you on Sunday. Yes, no, maybe. So, yes?
At this point, yes.
At this point, we should see you on Sunday. If not, then the schedule will be updated to warn you guys about that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for a great stream. Bye, guys!